If Hank
You
had
guys
a
talked about
suicide
the bet
vest
like it
right
was
now,
over.
he would blow it up and kill everybody in this room.
Well, not to mention that I also I cashed out at my Steelers money line. down money.
On today's Pardon My Take, Week 11 recap, we have fastest 2 minutes. We talk about everything that happened, a couple surprises, a couple statement games, I would say. We learned some more things about some teams. We also can officially throw a few teams in the dumpster pile, cross it off, throw them away. I'm looking at you, Seattle Seahawks. I fucking hate your guts. But yeah, we're going to have a great show. And it's brought to you by our friends at Tostitos. Tostitos has created Romo in your ear, a Bluetooth earpiece that helps a football novice in your life get in on the game. So if you know someone who could use Romo in their ear, have them go to Tostitos.com/Romo and enter for a chance to win. As the official chip and dip of the NFL, Tostitos is helping one football novice get in the game. So go to Tostitos.com/Romo and enter for a chance to win. And also, just eat some Tostitos. We have them right here. We eat them every single Sunday. We eat them every single Saturday. Tostitos, chips and dips, whether you want to go with the salsa, whether you want to go with the queso, whether you want to go with the hint of lime or the regular original, Tostitos has the best chips in the game. Everyone knows that. It's the perfect football chip and dip. There's a lot of football left. We have conference championship week coming up in a couple weeks. We have playoffs in the NFL. We have college football bowl season. It's all better with Tostitos, chips and dips. So go check them out right now and get Romo in your ear by going to Tostitos.com/Romo and enter for a chance to win. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by Tostitos. Go to Tostitos.com/Romo to get Romo in your ear. Also, eat Tostitos because it's the best chip in the world. Today is Monday, November 22nd, week 11. We start in Minnesota, where Dalvin and Hobbs cook and Kirk Diggler drop their big dong on Green Bay. Justin Jefferson Airplane said one pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small, and you know what pill he's taking on Sunday. Those do-do-do's, the Canadian ones with a pop. The White Rabbit Adam Thielen hopped his way into the end zone as Vikings fans finally have an offense to love. The environmental disaster Marquez, Exxon, Valdez, Scantling, and A.J. Oil Spillin were tough to contain as they covered up for Aaron Rodgers' wounded Ducks on Sunday, but it was too little too late as the Vikings find a way to get the big win in the NFC North. Vikings 34, Packers 31.
In Chicago, where Lamar Michael Jackson's butt was a SYT shitty young thing, as the starting quarterback was feeling bad all week. And John Harbaugh said, got to be starting Huntley, got to be starting Huntley. Matt Nagy's looking at the man in the mirror, and he's asking everyone else to change their ways. What was a bad game became a thriller at the end. But Devontae Sunday Freeman didn't have any chocolate rain leaking out of his butt as the Ravens overcome their locker room viral sensation of their own, taking down the Bears 16-13.
To the Meadowlands, where the Jets' insurance policy Joe Flacco was throwing ducks, but the Dolphins had a waddle of their own as Quack Hollins found his way to the end zone. Much like his namesake, Jameson Manhattan Clam Crowder was the inferior product on Sunday. Tatua Tagliavoa put a tramp stamp right above his Miles Askin, and the Dolphins keep it rolling with 3 wins in a row? Huh? Dolphins 24. Jets 17.
And down to Charlotte, where Taylor Wynham 60 Hynum put the football team in a winning position. Cam Zooten was riding a little too high after his first half touchdown. And on the other side of the field, Cameron Rivera said, I'll tell you what the A80's like, and I know what Joe Brady likes. Need a QB that's polite, listens and takes advice. Heineke's up all 3, plus he can lay the pipe. The Washington football team take down the Panthers 27-21.
Some spread. Up to Western New York, where 1, 2, 3-4-5. Just give Jonathan Taylor the ball and he'll end this drive. A little bit of Jonathan in my life, a little bit of Irsay by my side, a little bit of Quentin is what I see, a little bit of Pittman in the sun, a little bit of Rodrigo all night long, just a little bit of Wentz is all you need. Aha! I butchered that. Mambo number 5 in the land of the chicken wing. Head coach Reich proves that Frank's red hot. Colts 41, Bills 15. You gotta laugh at yourself sometimes, Teach.
You're absolutely right, Boom.
In Tennessee, Adrian Skeeterson had the Titans losing their top seed in a stunner. Desmond Go Off King had 2 of 4 interceptions thrown by Mr. Ryan T, who had a day to forget. Come on, Tannehill. Tyrod Taylor's version was good in the red area, and once again, Oedipus Rex Burkhead was a real motherfucker as the Texans stunned the Titans 22-13.
Up to Cleveland, where Tim Suzanne Boyle still hasn't scored, but threw a handsome football as the Lions still haven't completed the impossible dream, a single win in the 2021 NFL season. Nick Merckx Chubb, who is totally 5'11", was dominating Verdance Campbell's map, and DeAndre ran fast and furious. Tokyo Swift was pounding the rock, but it's ludicrous they still don't have a VIN. Diesel, that is. Browns 13, Lions 10. The wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald stays home in Cleveland.
And it was a real bird fight in Seattle before Turkey Day.
You know who the real turkey is, Boom?
Obama.
Am I saying that or you? Do that again. Am I saying it? Obama. Okay, I will say it together.
It was a real bird fight in Seattle before Turkey Day.
You know who the real turkey is, Boom? Obama.
Let's all do it.
Okay. It was a real bird fight in Seattle before Turkey Day.
You know who the real turkey is, Boom? Obama.
In DK Iglesias Metcalf
you guys
said,
yelled it too loud. Sorry. One last time.
We gotta do it again?
Just say it. Don't
Don't yell it.
Fucking
Just
yelled
say it.
Billy.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
It was like the fucking mic blew out.
it was a real bird fight in Seattle before Turkey Day.
You know who the real turkey is, Boom? Obama.
And DK Iglesias Metcalf said, I can be your hero, baby. I can run real fast and straight. McCoy had Colt 45 and 2 Zach Ertz. Tutties is all we need. We can head back to the bus because we just beat Russ and smoked that AJ Green. But Alex Rodriguez-Collins and DJ Lowe Dallas made it look like the Seattle Seahawks are heading to Splitsville with Pete Carroll. Cards 33, Seahawks 13.
In Kansas City, it was defense that led the day. Huh? There was no Dalamari as the Cowboys were left playing a squid game, no longer hanging with Mr. Cooper, who was out with COVID. Micah Parsons, Sage, Rosemary had a game that was all-time, wreaking havoc for the Cowboys defense. Travis for the boys, Kelsey ran for a touchdown, and Clyde the Glide Edwards-Hilaire added one of his own for an impressive Chiefs win. Chiefs 19, Cowboys 9.
Standing on a corner, Jameis Winston down in NOLA, such a fine sight to see. It's Trevor Siemian, he's the Batman twin, and Jalen Hurts had 3 TDs. Hey Sirianni, it's no scoreagami, but 40-29 is a classic Swami.
Eagles 40, Saints 29.
And that was week 11, fastest 2 minutes, brought to you by our friends at Cross Country Mortgage. Cross Country Mortgage is much like us at Barstool, a people-first group of people. They are dedicated to the fundamentals of mortgage lending, which results in a fast, convenient, and less stressful home financing or refinancing experience. Rates are all-time low right now. They may never get this low again, so call today for a fast, free rate quote. Our partners will save you a lot of money. Call today, and our friends at Cross Country Mortgage will give you a free home valuation that is free to you just for calling. Just like the all-star athlete, Cross Country Mortgage pushes themselves through the entire lending process. If they get blocks, they figure out ways around and get the ball over the line. Don't miss the window as rates are expected to creep up. Go to crosscountrymortgage.com/barstool to learn more about your future home buying experience or refinance your current mortgage. Cross Country Mortgage LLC, NMLS 3029, all loans subject to underwriting approval, www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Okay, week 11. So usually we start with Sunday Night Football. We started taping the show while watching Sunday Night Football. The Chargers-Steelers played a Big 12 game. It was awesome. Big Ben might be back officially. The Chargers offense looked incredible. But there's a little bonus because there was something that was revealed later on in the show, and we kind of discussed the whole game and some bets that might break this podcast up later on.
I think that's probably the best way to digest this game. If you came to this show looking for like real in-depth analysis of the Steelers-Chargers game, you're probably not going to find it. But what you will find as you listen on through this show will be something much more enthralling.
It's way better.
You get to hear Part of My Take break up in real time.
Is way, way better. If you're looking for someone to be like, oh, yeah, Justin Herbert, 300 yards, Big Ben, 3 touchdowns.
I will say,
go listen somewhere else. This one will be way better when it happens, and it's a big reveal.
Everything I'm about to say feels inconsequential
Correct.
to what ends up happening in this show. But I will say that Justin Herbert, when he's running the football, the Chargers offense looks like it's back to being back.
Yes. So we're going to do the rest of the show right now. We're going to do the rest of the recap, but tune in because somewhere towards the back half of the games we're recapping, the big reveal happens. Mm-hmm. And, we might not be a podcast anymore.
I'll just say that, like, at halftime in the third quarter and the start of the fourth, I thought for sure that the Chargers were going to win by double digits.
Yeah.
That seemed like it was going to be a lock.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really see a way that would not happen.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
All right, let's get into the rest of the games. Week 11, some crazy games, some games that we didn't see coming, some games we did see coming, some teams we can throw out, but we'll start with, I would say, the game with the most implications for how we view the season going forward, and that is Colts 41, Bills 15. The Bills, we love Buffalo. Let me just say this. Can we just say a few nice things about Buffalo? We love Buffalo.
Absolutely,
we love Wingnuts.
Yep.
Greatest city. It's always fun to be there.
We love Benny the Butcher.
Love Benny the Butcher. Love Josh Allen. The Bills have a big-time problem. The Bills have a issue, fundamental issue that I'm worried about for Bills fans. I'm trying very, very hard not to say the F word, but they seem fraudulent right now because we talked about tough teams and man football teams. The Colts are that. The Bills are not right now.
I'd say today it wasn't a clowning. It was not a whooping. I'd say it was a waxing. I think the Colts absolutely waxed the Bills. I don't think that the Bills are soft necessarily because they were hard. But now they're just in like the refractory period where they're going to be soft for a little bit until they're ready to score again. Then they're going to get hard later on in the season. They obviously couldn't stop Jonathan Taylor today, but I don't think that that's a Bills problem. I think that's just an NFL defender problem.
But, okay, so the issue with the Bills, there's a couple issues. One is you expect their defense to play very, very good. Their offense did not help their defense today with all the turnovers and giving them bad field position. But they got run over by Jonathan Taylor. He had over 200 yards. He had 5 touchdowns. He's the 5th player ever in Super Bowl era to do that. Jamal Charles, Clinton Portis, Sean Alexander, and Jerry Rice are the other 4, which is a hilarious grouping of players just to begin with. He was dominant. He was scoring every single time we looked up. They couldn't stop him. But the Bills' offense also is kind of broken, and Josh Allen has not been playing well. We love Josh Allen. He's a friend of ours. He has not been playing well. They can't run the ball. Their best running attack is Josh Allen, but they also don't want to run Josh Allen because they don't want him to get hurt. Mm-hmm. So they're now stuck in this weird spot where it feels like all their play, it doesn't feel like they have any rhythm when you're watching them play offense. And I'm worried about the Bills because now we're getting into December. We're at the end of November. They're 6-4. They just gave up first place in the Afc East to the Patriots. And I'm looking at what they've put together, and where's their big win
is that Chiefs game where the Chiefs were struggling, but they beaten up on some teams they should have beaten, and then they play a Colts team that's kind of starting to round into form as a real like playoff contender, and they got absolutely smoked on their home field.
I had my first moment of the year where it's like, wow, oh yeah, I can't wait to see that on Hard Knocks. I hope that Jonathan Taylor was mic'd up today. I hope that we get to see exactly what he was saying as he was just running roughshod all over the Buffalo Bills defense. But I thought about it today, so that's progress for the NFL.
Yes.
That it's in my head somewhere.
I'm worried about the Bills.
I am worried about them too. I want to chalk it up to the fact that every team that's playing on Thanksgiving lost today.
Yes,
and it's just like one of those trends that we didn't know about until after the fact when it happened.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm a little bit worried about the Bills. Hand up. When I looked at the standings today and I saw the Patriots were now above them, I was like, when did that happen? They've had a couple of those games like the Patriots have quietly just been dominating, and the Bills have quietly been losing ground over the last month or so. And yeah, it's concerning because if you're the Bills, you need home field advantage in the playoffs.
Here's what it really boils down to. We've said it was a bit that we keep forgetting the Bills when we list off contenders the last couple weeks. I think it was our subconscious being smarter than our conscious, saying, hey, you guys are stupid to keep throwing in there until they prove it. Now, the good news is there's still a lot of season left. You're still a good team. You're not a great team right now. And the Bills, I was thinking about it, like, why am I worried about the Bills? One, because of everything we just listed. Like, their offense looks shaky and their defense got kind of run over today. But more than anything, and this is very stupid, but this is what happens in the media, if you don't win a big primetime game, you kind of like fade from the discussion of big-time teams. The Bills have had, I think just the Chiefs game was their primetime game. Oh, no, they lost to the Titans in primetime. So, but they've played a lot of teams that are not good, so they played a lot of 1 o'clock games on Sunday. Mm-hmm. The good news is they play Thursday night Thanksgiving at the Saints. They play Monday night against the Patriots, and then they play in the afternoon slot, which probably would get flexed against the Bucs. So that's 3 games in a row that the Bills can basically prove that they are worth being talked about in the contender category. But this was bad. This was bad.
We can also blame the Manning cast for Josh Allen.
Yep.
Right now, that we can put blame wherever we wanted. This was also like the credit to the Colts, who their offensive line played really well today. Their defense, the Colts defense is awesome.
Well, Darius Leonard is awesome.
I'm pretty sure that their defense leads the NFL in takeaways this year. Somebody look that up. I'm like 90% sure. I thought I heard that somewhere today.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna ride. Yeah. Actually, don't look it up.
Don't look it up.
The Colts defense is number 1 in the NFL.
That's a cool stat.
Takeaways. Thank you. Yeah. No, I counted all of them today. I watched all the film. And obviously, like 30 points from a running back. It's a little bit demoralizing.
Insane.
I'm worried about how the Bills are going to bounce back. I'll add another reason to be worried about the Bills to your list is that they're the Buffalo Bills.
Yes.
And so historically, you should be a little bit worried about it.
But here's the good news is that now that we're down on them, they can come back and be the Buffalo Bills we want them to be. Because we've said this before, that the Bills riding high and the Bills being considered like an elite team is bad for the Bills, and hope is a bad thing to have. Not hope. Expectations is a bad thing to have. And now the expectations are lowering. I think they'll figure it out. But goddamn, that was a bad game. Now for the Colts are like actually rounding into a good team. They had a bad September, and now they've starting to play good football. Am I a little worried they're my pinky team? Yeah, maybe a little.
No.
Yeah, maybe just a tiny bit.
Well, this was the formula for Carson Wentz winning a game on the road, which is go 11 for 20 and throw for 106 yards.
Yes.
It's perfect. As long as you can limit Carson Wentz to doing that as an offensive coordinator, then you're probably going to win a lot of games.
And also put on the camouflage sleeve so that, because in Carson Wentz, in the back of his head, he's like, this actually helps because no one can actually see my arm when I'm throwing a pass.
Oh, I was going to say because he thinks that he's in the military.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And if the enemy is ducks.
Yes, exactly.
And he shingles his roof with it. But yeah, Carson Wentz, I mean, that was nothing to write home about. He did enough. It was Jonathan Taylor. It was Jonathan Taylor in the Colts defense. But I do think the Colts, like, if you're looking for a team that is, I think they're technically right now outside of the playoffs, but I would trust them more than some of the teams that are inside the playoffs.
I would say the Colts are the team that nobody wants to play right now.
Yep.
Officially.
Yeah.
They're number 1. If I'm looking at my rankings of teams that you don't want to play, it's usually a team like the Colts. Like the Colts, I would say the Niners, No one wants to play the Niners right now.
Yeah, I mean, the Colts started 0-3, and since then they have, been playing very good football. And besides that, think about their 2 losses since they started 0-3. That Ravens game where they totally fucked up on that Monday Night Football, and the game against the Titans at home, which they also totally fucked up. The famous Carson Wentz, that was actually a better pick six than getting a safety there. Galaxy brain move. So they're playing good football. I think officially the Colts are the team no one wants to play in the AFC.
Okay, my top 3 teams that nobody wants to play is number 1, the Indianapolis Colts.
Yes.
Number 2, I've actually got the Vikings.
Ooh.
Nobody wants to play the Vikings right now.
Okay.
Just because it sucks to hang out with Kirk Cousins. Number 3, the 49ers.
I was going to say the 49ers. Bam.
Yep, those are my top 3.
We're synced up. I would actually maybe throw in the Eagles, too.
Yeah, no,
the Eagles
good
are
point.
starting to get
Eagles
there.
are 4. We are synced up.
Yeah,
we're like sorority girls on our period right now.
Yeah, we're getting there. All right, so bury the football, Sean McDermott. That's your only hope.
He has to bury several footballs.
Here, good news. You get to play Thursday night against Trevor Siemian,
who
has not looked great.
Great medicine.
And hopefully that figures everything out. The Dome will probably be rocking, but at least you get that, hey, we can get some – if you win that game on Thursday night against a Saints team that even if they have been playing poorly and lost a couple in a row, they still have a ton of, talented players. You win on Thursday night. You get a little, as Jules calls it, a baby bye, and then you get yourself figured out for a Monday Night Football game against the Patriots that will have huge implications.
Yep, I want to see Buffalo bring a shitload of wing sauce down to New Orleans for when they bring out the smoked turkey legs.
Yes.
Cover that motherfucker up like it's a Buffalo wing.
Yes. Hank, quickly, AFC East. You are now in first. Did you ever – you actually said, though, you're a little worried that it's too much too fast for the Patriots.
Yeah, as the Patriots have gone hot, every other team in the NFL has had some stinkers. You just want to be hot at the right time. And right now, it's good, but it's not the right time.
Right.
Yeah, they're peaking too early.
When is the right time? In a couple weeks?
Yeah, like a month.
Right now, the Patriots, I think, are the best team in the NFL. Team. I said team.
If the playoffs started tomorrow,
they
would probably be in the top 3 Super Bowl favorites.
Contenders,
right?
Yes. Yeah, no, I don't think that's wrong. They're playing the best football of anyone right now.
Have you heard anybody had the discussion about whether or not, oh, shit, we passed on Mac Jones? How they did with Patrick Mahomes, all these teams that could have used a quarterback ahead of him.
I've seen that. Well, the Panthers are definitely a team that, especially because someone pulled up Matt Rule's comments from the Senior Bowl, where he was like, Mac Jones has it all figured out. Mac Jones is incredible. Mm-hmm. And then they pass on him and decide to go with Sam Darnold. Yep. So he's definitely number 1 on the list right now. I would say probably the 49ers have to be up there, Trey Lance, although we don't know what he is.
Maybe the Dolphins.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe the Dolphins. Dolphins are actually sneaky hot.
We'll get to him.
Hot.
I'm a full-on Tua guy now. I've been gaslit to just being like, this guy rules. All right, next one. Vikings-Packers. This was the other big game where it felt like there were we learned a lot from the Vikings, and actually we learned a lot from both teams in this game. The Vikings, we'll start with the Vikings. That was a Vikings game that, the Al Pacino Game of Inches speech. If Darnell Savage completes that interception of Kirk Cousins with 2 minutes left, the Packers go down, win that game, and it's the same old Vikings. Mm-hmm. He doesn't complete the interception. Kirk Cousins takes him down. Dalvin Cook rips off a big run. The Vikings get a huge win against a red-hot Packers team. And now the Vikings are, like you said, a team no one wants to play, a team that has been in every game. I think I saw the stat today, which is crazy. The Vikings are the only team in the NFL that have had a 7-point lead at some point in every single one of their games.
Yeah, they've lost some really weird games. The Vikings are they're a talented team. Mike Zimmer said it best, because I feel in my bones when Mike Zimmer talks about how he spends his Sunday. He said, they say Sunday is fun day. It's not. Sundays are not fun.
Whoa.
I agree. Sundays, especially if you're Mike Zimmer, because even when you win a game, it's well, shit. Okay, I can count the ways that we probably should have lost that game.
That I personally blew it.
And even when you lose a game, you're like, oh shit, I can count the ways that we should have won that game.
Yes.
It's got to be so frustrating. It's like a coin flip for them. But the Vikings, the strategy at the end, playing for a field goal, was a weird strategy if you're a Vikings fan. If you're the Vikings fan, any other franchise probably yes. Play for the field goal, try to do a 29-yard chip shot at the end and see if you can win it.
But I don't think anybody that's a Minnesota fan was like feeling confident with that strategy. I would just try to score.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that. Like, I know that I cannot count on Greg Joseph to make a field goal.
It's actually a damned if you do, damned if you don't, because you have on one hand the Vikings' history of field goals, and you're like, oh my God, we don't want to leave it up to field goal. And then on the other, you have the history of Aaron Rodgers just ripping people's hearts out with late game heroics. So they win, huge win. Again, it was crazy to see like how little. We actually went to commercial break because we have 6 games on. We didn't realize that Darnell Savage had kind of fumbled the interception. We thought that it was like, oh, same old Kirk throws a big pick, which it was a terrible throw.
Yep.
But Kirk Cousins played well. Justin Jefferson, I don't know where you want to rank him, but if you don't have him in your top 5 wide receivers, then you're just not watching football anymore, because he's incredible, and he's doing the thing that ingratiates yourself to a fan base where he wore a Randy Moss shirt today, saying how much he loves Randy Moss. That's like the coolest thing you can do if you're for a Vikings fan. But also, to be like, this guy loves our other guy who's the man.
Also kind of a desperate move on Jefferson's part, though,
Yeah,
because
he
said that Randy Moss hasn't been like as welcoming to him as he would like. Like, he wants to be boys.
Yeah, he wants
with
to be
Randy
best
Moss,
friends.
and Randy Moss is like, hey, I've got friends. I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm in my 40s. I don't make new friends.
Right.
That ship sails when you're about like 30 years old. Is probably when you stop making like real lifelong friends.
Yes.
I would say.
But he was incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 30. I would say it might even be like, 30.
If you're out there making lifelong friends past the age of 30, it's because they need something from you, or you need something from them.
I'm going to get a text
Very
message.
transactional.
We're going to probably get text messages from people after this discussion, but I think the rule is like every year past 30, you lose 2 friends.
Yeah.
Just
right.
not even on purpose.
I'd
It's
say
just you lose track of friends, and then eventually you just die with no one.
Yeah, I'd say if you're
Not to get bleak.
if you're past
I lost
30,
a lot of money gambling responsibly this weekend. Not to get bleak. You die with no one.
And also, Randy Moss is old. Justin Jefferson is young. The rule is like divide your age in half plus 7. If they're younger than that, then it's weird to be friends with them.
Acquaintances. You can
Yes.
be acquaintances, not friends. But yeah, Justin Jefferson, top 5 wide receiver. He was sensational. He had 100 yards in the first quarter. He had 2 touchdowns. He was absolutely incredible. The Packers defense got a tiny bit exposed, I'd say.
Yeah, a little bit, but I'd be more concerned with Mason Crossbar.
Well,
if I was
no,
a Packers fan.
okay, so I'm happy you brought that up.
I'm concerned about Mason Crossbar.
I actually think if you're a Packers fan and you care about loyalty and you care about community and you have your stock in your basement, you need to realize that Mason Crosby has done a lot for your organization. He's a Packer through and through. And if you don't want him on your team for the rest of the season and through the playoffs, you're a bad fan and you're also disloyal. This guy's going through a little something. He'll figure it out. It will not come back to bite you. Be a good fan. Keep rooting for Mason Crosby. And I almost say Crossbar every single time.
It's such a good nickname.
And you better not say anything mean about him, and you better not cut him.
I would
because
actually,
you got to be a good fan.
I would actually like to retract half of what I'm saying about Mason Crossbar, because I don't know that it's a Mason Crosby thing.
He also doesn't hit the crossbar anymore.
Yeah,
he just misses.
I think it's the entire field goal unit.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of it is his fault and how much is the holder's fault, because him and the holder, Bajorquez, they don't get along.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, he doesn't hold the ball the way that Mason likes the ball to be held. So I don't know if that makes Mason Crosby a system kicker, or if it means that, like, for whatever reason, like the backup quarterback, who's that? Oh, that'd be Jordan Love, right?
Yes.
Is Jordan Love just not a good holder? I don't know. Does he need to sit for a couple years?
No,
and
you need to be loyal to
behind
him.
Bajorquez?
Mason Crosby and Jordan Love are your future if you're a Packers fan.
Yeah. Also, Aaron Rodgers is hurt. He says that he's got a toe injury that's a little.
Boo-hoo.
It's worse than having turf toe. He says it's very, very painful, and somebody stepped on it in the first half.
Oh,
so
man.
I don't know is this Aaron Rodgers just like putting the excuses out there already?
Also, if you were watching our live stream today, I might have at one point screamed out "break his fucking neck" as the Vikings were on a pass rush. So that was, I don't remember saying it, but I know I said
you weren't rooting for injury. You were rooting for like lifelong
neck
debilitation.
snap. Yeah, right.
You're rooting for death. It's
right.
totally different.
But yeah, the Vikings, that's a huge, huge win for them. They are semi-rolling right now. You want your this doesn't make any sense Kirk Cousins stat of the day?
Was he wearing the white wedding ring?
No, I don't know what he was wearing.
I think he was wearing the white today.
Okay, you ready for the Kirk Cousins? This makes no sense because
Yep.
we actually watched this guy play stat of the day.
Uh-huh.
Kirk Cousins surpassed Aaron Rodgers today in games where you throw 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in your first 10 years in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
It is now Dan Marino 1, Kirk Cousins 2 in the whole list of 300-yard, 3 touchdown games in your first 10 seasons in the NFL.
A lot of
It
Super
makes
Bowls
no
in
sense.
those 3.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
He has 26 of them.
Well,
Aaron Rodgers had 25 of them.
the reason why is because Kirk Cousins very frequently will be playing from behind in games where he has to throw for 300 yards. And
It's
throw
crazy.
For 3 touchdowns against a prevent defense.
He's playing well, and
But-
he was taking shots. He was actually throwing it like all the things that we say about Kirk Cousins. He did not display those things today.
It was very un-Kirk-like, and in fact, I think that for the interception that he threw, that wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
I remember watching. No, he
Well,
didn't throw it.
Darnell Savage. I'm counting that as an
Darnell
interception.
Savage, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
that was necessarily completely Kirk's fault or not, but 3 touchdowns, 341 yards, and he threw for an average of 9.7 yards per completion today. Pretty good day at the office.
No, he
for
was.
Kirk
He was
Cousins.
throwing it. He was not checking it down as much. So people get mad at us that we give Kirk shit. He was good today. He has been good this year. Let's see how it goes if they get to the playoffs.
I would like for Aaron Rodgers to make it look like it's a little bit more difficult than it is to play quarterback at the highest level.
He's lazy.
So he'll
He's straight
make
up
the,
lazy.
He'll make the most amazing throws, and then he'll just be like, "Yeah, that's boring. Can we do something else? I can't wait till this game's over so I can go hike in Kauai with my hot wife."
He'll miss a throw. He'll miss a wide open guy, and it will be like maybe if he had tried to not be so whatever. I'm gonna throw it off my back heel. But whatever, you can't criticize him. That's fine. You know, I don't want to be salty here. I've already said I want to snap his neck, so we're good.
I think it's fine to root for a player to die during a game because that's so far beyond the pale.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
too.
crazy.
It would never happen.
happen. So like, it's one thing to be like, "Oh, I hope this guy tears his ACL,"
Would right now.
and it's another thing to be like, "I hope Aaron Rodgers explodes."
Yes, yeah, combust.
Yeah,
Lights on fire.
I mean that would make for a pretty ridiculous not top 10 moment.
Yeah. All right. So Vikings, huge win. They are not in. No, they are in the playoffs. They're the 6th seed right now. Correct.
5-5.
they're
If the
6th
season
seed.
ended today,
They are the 6th seed.
the Vikings would be in the playoffs.
Wow. So the Vikings are in the playoffs. They have a huge game against the 49ers coming up, which will have because those are they're kind of in the same spot, trying to fight for that last spot or the last few spots. And then they have the Lions, Steelers, and the Vikings are going to make the playoffs. The Vikings are going to make the playoffs. They play the Bears They have 2 games against the Bears and a game against the Lions. That should be a pretty easy 3-0 if they play.
Where's
like
the
this.
49ers game?
49ers is at 49ers.
Okay, they're going to win that game.
Yeah. Although Kyle Shanahan, he knows Kirk Cousins,
Well,
loves him,
he loves him, but
loves his ass.
it's like that he wanted to get him out there, right?
I know. He still does. I would
I think
imagine.
they always will.
All right, Washington football team 27, Panthers 21. Taylor Heineke and the Washington football team bullied the Panthers.
It was awesome. I loved every second of this game for the most part. It was a classic story. You had a former Panthers dual threat quarterback returning home, showing out in front of the crowd, and also Cam Newton was there.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Heineke fucking skull fucked him.
Yeah.
This was Taylor Heineke is Brett Favre with a bigger dick. I love watching Taylor Heineke play
Well, that's
when
not
he wins.
saying a lot.
No, it's not. No, I meant exactly
Yeah.
what I said. He's got a completely average-sized penis, probably, the way that he plays. But, like, when he wins, he's so fun to watch. He is just ridiculous. The 4th down play that he had, I think it was 4th and 3, and he threw it, like, sidearm as he was falling down on the ground. It was amazing.
Yes.
And the Washington football team right now, I'm thinking Yoffs. I'm thinking that we're going to the Yoffs.
Yeah.
We're not soupy, but it's Yoff season. And it's I've been running the math here. I've been looking through the numbers, the deep numbers, leading into the playoff hunt. If we can win with Seattle coming to town, all we have to do then is take care of business against the NFC East, split one against the Cowboys, and I think we're in the offs.
Yeah, you play your last 5 games are against the Cowboys, Eagles, and Giants. Yeah, I mean, it will be interesting because the NFC East, and obviously we're taping this before the Giants play on Monday Night Football, but like it has quickly become a very respectable division after last year's debacle.
Yeah.
Like the Eagles are playing well. The Cowboys, obviously, they lost today, but they've been playing very well. And the Washington football team on a little 2-game winning streak. Taylor Heineke, 38 for 48, 413 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions the last 2 games.
That's pretty good.
He's pretty damn good. Terry McLaurin also is like unguardable.
Yep, he's great.
You guys ran all over him.
Yep, and the defense is looking decent now. The defense is rounding into form, and we're getting Montez Sweat back in the next couple weeks from his broken jaw. So I don't know if he's been eating soup for the last couple weeks or how that's going, how you actually heal from a broken jaw. But I'm excited about the Washington football team. I'm starting to talk myself into Taylor Heineke being the guy again. Again, yeah. I've got 3 straws now, and I feel like he's probably going to be the starting quarterback going into next year, regardless of what happens in the draft. Let's just say that we took Kenny Pickett or somebody like that in the draft. I still think that Taylor would be starting week 1 next year.
Yeah, I was just looking at it. You guys ran 40 times for 190 yards. You bullied them. You bullied the Panthers. Christian McCaffrey is back, though. He looks good. Cam Newton, his celebration after his touchdown where he ran in the middle of the field, that was, as the kids say, extra. Mm-hmm. Is that what they say? Extra? It was a little extra.
It was lit.
Kind of cringe. A little cringe.
I thought it was cringe after the fact, TBH.
Well, it was a little cringe because it just it took so long for him to get to the middle of the field. So like, what is he going to do? What is he going to do? Oh, he's just standing on the middle of the field.
Well, he spiked it on the Panther
at
midfield. Also, shout out to Sir Purr, who's apparently a commissioned officer in the military this weekend.
Oh, wow.
He put on like the full officer uniform with the cap.
Hell yeah.
He looked awesome, and to be honest, like I really do think that the military should have a mascot.
Yes. Billy.
It's Billy.
It's Billy.
Billy wearing like a giant stuffed, like a bald eagle costume, rolling around on a Segway.
Yeah, it should be Billy.
Dude, I would sign up so fast for the military.
The fan rolling up the "Yes We Can" poster was so fucking funny.
You just got to leave that hanging.
You have to just leave it. You can't take that home with you. It was just this sad Panthers fan who was so excited for Cam Newton, which. It was, like, admittedly, as a sports fan, it was a cool moment. It was a cool moment. Cam Newton, especially when you have a guy, like a younger franchise that hasn't been around forever, Cam Newton is the guy. He is the first guy you think of when you think of the Panthers behind maybe Jake Delhomme.
Ray Caruth,
Jake Delhomme, Cam Newton. But
Greg Olsen was pretty quick to drop the old Hollywood could not write a script like this. Cam Newton coming back to the Panthers. If you went into a script meeting in Hollywood, California, they would stab you with a knife.
They wouldn't be able
even suggesting this.
They wouldn't be able to read it because it would all be in Cam's hieroglyphics.
It's actually like one of the more common tropes is the prodigal son returning.
Yeah.
It's like 50% of all movies.
He'd have to win a Super Bowl for me to be like, wow. This is crazy.
They would snap your neck in Hollywood.
More likely, they're not going to go to the playoffs. And we're going to be like, wow, that was fun that time he came back. But he looked okay. And, the Yes We Can poster, she was just sitting, I don't know if it was a he or she, was just rolling it up. Like, all right, well, going to bring this one back to the garage, and we'll be back next Sunday with the Yes We
Cam's
Can.
Still around. Cam did have a sick touchdown pass though to Christian McCaffrey.
Yes, he did.
That was really nice. Like that was vintage Cam Newton right there.
Yeah, he looks better than he did last year.
He remembered how to throw a football this year. Maybe it's the weather in Carolina. I don't know what it is, but yeah, he's got a normal throwing motion. He's still very fast, very strong. When he gets in the red area, he can still run over most people.
Yep.
He's still one of the best short yardage options in the history of professional football. So if you're going to be the Panthers and you're not going to have really a shot at the playoffs this year, it's good that Cam's around.
And
for the kids.
They still do have a shot at the playoffs because everyone has a shot at the playoffs because the 7th playoff spot, I actually hate it. It's totally fucked up my brain where I see a team that's under 500 at this point of the season. I'm like, no chance.
Yeah.
But then we just talked about the Washington football team maybe going to the Yoffs.
Yeah.
And the Eagles being like a Yoff team.
Yeah.
So it makes no sense.
We're in the conversation for being in the hunt for the Yoffs. That's all I want right now. We're still ahead of schedule from where we were last year. Nobody thought we were in the Yoffs last year.
Yeah.
And guess what? We're here. We're back, bitch.
The Vikings are firmly in the Yoffs at 5-5.
Ooh, also, this hat is 2-0 since I found this RG3 hat in Times Square for the low price of $5 from a street vendor.
Hell yes.
Been rocking it. It's my Magic Luck hat now.
I love it. You can never take it off.
Never ever take it off.
All right, let's stay
until we're out of the offs. I'm wearing this every weekend.
There you go. Until you win the Super Bowl.
if you win the Super Bowl, that hat goes to Canton.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, let's stay in the NFC East. The Eagles, Saints. The Eagles have found something. Credit to Nick Sirianni. We've made fun of him a lot. He wins his first game in Philadelphia. They have definitely found something offensively. I actually am now, and I would love for Eagles fans to tell us how they're feeling, but I'm starting to see, like, you have 3 first-round picks. I'm starting to see a world where, like, maybe Jalen Hurts is the guy if you run the ball a shitload and, because he can make a few throws here and there. You can't ask him to throw it 50 times, but he's so dynamic running the ball, and they're so good running the ball with their offensive line. There's a path. So Nick Sirianni, you get your first win in Philadelphia. He definitely is going to go to, like, Geno's or Pat's or both and do a TikTok or something and be like, I'm a real Philadelphian.
Yep.
But that was this. The Eagles have found something, and they are also, there's a couple teams out there that are semi-rolling. Eagles are definitely one of them.
Eagles are rolling. Darius Slay, he scored 1 touchdown in his first 125 NFL games. He scored 3 touchdowns in his last 4 games since becoming a dad. I don't know if he was already a dad, but since having the most recent child, he's got the opposite of whatever postpartum depression is.
That was an all-time bad interception by Trevor Siemian. There was like 10 seconds left in the half.
Yeah.
The Saints had a bad half, but they were, okay, we're not totally dead. Oh, let me throw a pick 6 that was a no-doubter. Just he picked that off, and no one was even close to him.
I think that the Saints, I don't know what Sean Payton's waiting for. Call Phillip Rivers right now.
Well,
Simeon is not the guy. Call Phillip Rivers. He's probably going to be itching to get out of the house after Thanksgiving when he has, like, his entire family over.
Yes.
Call Phillip Rivers, get him working, or at the very least, get Tebow back there and do the Taysom Hill Tebow, like
Duel.
Tebow and varsity Tebow.
That would be sick.
That would be sick. The wing and a prayer offense.
They I mean, the Saints are dealing with, obviously, they I think both their guards were out. Or no, yeah, both their starting guards were out. They also, obviously, Kamara's not out, which is he's incredible, but this is a problem when he's out. He is like 90% of your offense, not only catching, but not only running but catching.
It's like when Christian McCaffrey is out for the Panthers.
Yes,
that's the
right.
exact thing.
You just lose everything.
Yep.
But the Saints defense is still awesome, and they have a top 5 run defense in the league. And the Eagles were able to just push them around, and the Eagles were able to run all over them. I think they ran for 242 yards. Jalen Hurts had 3 touchdowns. I don't know. I came away from that game being like, listen, the Saints have problems. We knew they had problems. They're on Trevor Siemian. They have injuries everywhere. But the Eagles, like, the Saints are still a team that if you can't sleep on them. You know what I mean? Like, they might have a bunch of injuries, but they're not an easy out, and the Eagles kind of made it an easy out for them.
I still feel like if Sean Payton actually sticks with Trevor Siemian through the end of the season and doesn't make an effort to do something about it.
We called Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, he would, but he's...
he did.
He did?
He tried.
He tried to get Bridgewater back on the team?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to do something different because otherwise, and this is the craziest part, is the Saints are still in the playoffs right now. I feel like they've been...
Everyone's in the playoffs.
Everyone's in the playoffs right now, but the Saints feel like a team that's way worse than their 5-5 record right now based off how they played recently. But I feel like Sean Payton is just kind of playing the draft pick game without saying out loud he's playing the draft pick game if he sticks with Siemian.
Right.
I'm not a professional talent evaluator at quarterback, believe it or not, as smart as I am, but Sean Payton can tell that Trevor Siemian stinks.
If the Saints just win the games they're supposed to win, they will finish 9-7. Like if they win the games they're going to be favored in, they will finish 9-7. And so there's still a chance for them to go to the playoffs, but it obviously the last 3 games, they lost to the Falcons, the Titans, and the Eagles after they had that huge win against the Bucs, and it hasn't looked pretty. And I don't know, maybe you just hope that everyone gets healthy. I guess that's really all you can
just hope. They say
hope
they always say hope is not a strategy. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Hope is a great strategy. You just think positive thoughts, and you just hope that the universe takes care of all the actual steps and processes for you.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm actually going to say it right now. And now, obviously, it doesn't actually eliminate either team, but I'm declaring Thursday night, Thanksgiving night, loser leaves town. Saints, Bills. Loser. If you lose that game, and if you're the Bills and you lose that game to a hobbled Saints team, it's over. And if you're the Saints and you lose that game, it's probably over. It might have been over anyway, but it's probably over because now you've lost 4 in a row,
It's
and
really
it's getting bad.
It's really, really over.
And you
got
gotta play the Cowboys.
But then, if the Bills lose it, they're in deep trouble. The Bills should win.
Might
this
be
game.
a loser leaves town. I might declare it a loser leaves town.
It might be. I mean, Bills fans in New Orleans are going to have the time of their lives.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
That's going to be great.
So good.
You talk about the drunkest people in America.
Going to be incredible.
Godspeed. Jalen Hurts, you're right, though. Like, looking at his stats right now and looking at the Philadelphia rushing stats, the Eagles are building something. They're 3 running backs. They're 3 top running backs. They might have, like, the best 3-headed monster that there is. When you look at Miles Sanders, Jordan Howard, and Boston Scott, all pretty good options.
Miles Sanders had like 6.5 yards per carry today against a good Saints defense. I'm gonna give even more credit to Nick Sirianni. I actually don't really know. I need to listen to our friend Big Ange down in Philadelphia to get a pulse on Eagles fans. Big Ant, yeah. But his name's Angelo. No,
that's a different guy. We called him Angelo. We assumed his name
was Angelo, but his name's Anthony.
We assumed his name.
I love that guy.
When I meet somebody from Philadelphia, I assume that their name is Angelo.
Maybe we should have him back on and just ask him how
in the last name.
Philly fans are. We'll wait till there's a big Eagles game, and then we'll have him on.
When you guys held him on hold for like an
that
hour.
was mean of us, but he was being mean to us.
He started the radio war against us.
And then in a twist of fate, he was like, I actually am just jealous of you guys. That was awesome. And then he became our best friend.
It was a good moment.
I haven't talked to him in a
I
really
love
long
him.
time.
I mean, he is the most Philadelphia person ever.
He's one of my friends I lost in 2019.
Yep. Yeah, we made a friend.
yeah. But I actually am very curious where Eagles fans, we'll ask Smitty and Roan, but like Nick Sirianni is doing a very good job with the Eagles because he is proving that it's not about who you have on your team. It's about making that, like, playing to their strengths. Like, Jalen Hurts is not a prototypical pocket passer. If you want to make him just try to pass the ball all game long, you're going to fail. And they said, hey, we have a really good offensive line, an experienced offensive line that can dominate teams. We have some good running backs. We have Jalen Hurts. Let's change our entire philosophy and let's become a run-first, like, run-all-the-time team. And then every now and then throw to Devontae Smith, who's incredible. I don't know. I think they just deserve a ton of credit for what they're doing because I feel like if you look at the Eagles from September, you'd think that they were completely lost and everyone was saying, well, we have 3 draft picks and that's all we're going to look forward to. Mm-hmm. Now they legitimately have a chance to go to the playoffs and they're playing really good football going into December.
If Nick Sirianni can put it together with this Eagles team, get them to the playoffs, we need to start having the like boy genius conversation about Nick Sirianni.
Seriously though, like we don't give enough. We bash guys all the time, and I'm saying the royal we in the media, obviously,
not just us.
Not just us.
He is sucking up to the city of Philadelphia. I would be remiss if I didn't call that out.
Yeah, no, of course, and he also had some very weird press conferences and some weird analogies that he threw out there, but he has figured out a way to, and they've won 3 of 4, so it's not like they're lighting the world on fire, but they're doing enough to make the team competitive. And we've said it many, many times. Not everyone can be a great team. Sometimes it's just nice to have your team be like, hey, Sunday, I'm looking forward to watching them.
Mm-hmm. And the fertilizer,
I haven't had that in a while.
I'm starting to see a little bit of plant growth through the fertilizer, through the shit that is. Because if you got fertilizer, either there are 3 options. 1, you just have a giant field of shit. 2, you have a car bomb that's going to explode eventually. And then 3,
McVay.
Well, too soon.
Okay.
And then 3rd, you've got the little bit plant, the little like tiny little flower that's starting to poke through.
It's budding through.
I'm seeing a little posy poking through there.
Something there. And then, maybe Howie Roseman goes and just steps on it and smushes it. But we don't know.
Or he's like, I grew this.
Yeah, I grew this.
It's me, Howie.
Yeah, Jeffrey Lurie, look at this. I grew this right here, this plant. All right. Before we get to the next one, you had a quick word from our friends at Chevy PFT.
I love Chevy. You know I love Chevy. We're truck guys here at Part of My Take, and we're big Chevy Silverado guys. It's the most advanced Silverado ever. It's the strongest truck that you'll find anywhere. If you're an award-winning listener, you know it's the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. It's 100% true. As truck guys, we can vouch for it. It's advanced, dependable, it's hardworking. Football season's in full swing, so it's time to update your tailgating game, and the best way to do that is with a Chevy Silverado. It's got a multi-flex tailgate. If you haven't checked it out in person, I'm imploring you. I don't think I've ever implored you to do anything on this podcast before, but I'm imploring you to go down and check out the all-new Chevy Silverado. If you don't take it for a test drive, at least just check out the multi-flex tailgate. It's got 6 convenient configurations. It's perfect for tailgating season. You got the primary tailgate. It opens up. All you have to do is push a button on the key fob or from inside the truck. Then there's an inner gate that folds down to a large step for easily getting in and out of the bed. And there's an easy access configuration where the inner gate folds down, allowing you to reach even farther into the bed. It can also become a desk or a surface for your tailgating meal. Again, it's the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Don't believe me? Go check it out for yourself. You will not be disappointed. You will fall in love with this truck. I fell in love with this truck when I first saw it. I am currently in love. I have a relationship with a Chevy Silverado. I'm in love with it. And if you want to buy one, you just whisper, "Pardon my take," into the salesperson's ear, and the salesperson will knock $100 off the price probably, and they'll give you a free cup of coffee, and they will fill up the tank with gas. All probably things that they will do.
Yes.
Go down to your local Chevy dealership, test drive the Silverado, at least check out the tailgate. Tell them Pardon My Take sent you.
Okay, next up, 49ers 30, Jags 10. 49ers, this was a big question of coming off a big Monday night game against the Rams, dominated them, riding high. Can you get up for a 1 o'clock game against the Jacksonville Jaguars? And yes, they did. Starting with, I'm still mad at Kyle Shanahan for kicking a field goal on that opening drive, but that has to be the longest field goal drive. It might be the longest field goal drive ever. We'll have our stats guy look it up. They went 13 minutes and 5 seconds, 20 plays, and then kicked a field goal from the 1.
Yeah. I would feel like that was such a waste of my time at that point. Like, forget about the actual mathematics and advanced analytics or win probability behind kicking that field goal. I would just be like, what did we just do? I can't believe I just spent all that time calling plays for 3 points. That felt like I used enough energy where it should be worth 7 points worth of my voice.
Yes, it was baffling. I don't know why they did that, but I guess now that I'm talking it through, you kind of have to, if you go 13 minutes and 20 plays, you have to walk away with something.
Well, you can't
just be like, we got nothing out of this.
You're playing against the Jaguars, so 3 points might as well be 14. But also, you don't want to give the Jaguars that little tiny bit of hope.
Yeah.
Because I just assume that the Jaguars start out every game, and their fan base does too. We know several Jaguars fans. You just start out every game with zero hope. And if they give you just like a slight window, the door creases open a little bit, and there's a faint bit of light at the end of the hallway, you're like, wow, we can win a football game, maybe.
Well,
so you don't want to give that to them.
You're exactly right, because Urban Meyer said, in fact, we always talk about coach speak and, looking at yourself in the mirror and or if you're Matt Nagy saying no one's to blame but everyone. But Urban Meyer is now at the phase of the Jaguars season where he's saying, we're not far off. I refuse to believe we're far off.
Okay.
So he
actually corrected himself with the second part of that sentence. So he said we're not far off. Well, at least me personally, I don't want, if we are far off, I don't want to acknowledge that.
Yeah, no one tell me we're far off because I'm not going to hear it. Mm-hmm. Don't even put any signs around me that say we're far off.
Yeah, no, you're right. That this was really for the Niners. It was more of a test of, do you consider yourselves to be professionals?
Right.
Because you just had a big win. Now you're playing a game everyone thinks that you should win anyways. If you feel like you have a job that you want to keep for a while, this is a game that you should easily win.
I also I broke up publicly with Kyle Shanahan a couple weeks ago. I couldn't take it anymore because I've always been a big Kyle Shanahan guy. I've always defended him, and the results weren't there. I think he's personally trying to win me back because what he did today, he was like, hey, you know what? I'm Kyle Shanahan. I'm going to make Deebo Samuel the best fucking running back in the NFL. Mm-hmm. So Deebo Samuel carried it for eight times for 79 yards today and a touchdown. And he's just like, yeah, I'm going to do it because I can.
Well, sometimes coaches, they just see a player who's really good running with a football, and they're like, hey, why don't we let this guy run with a football more often?
Yeah.
As opposed to just falling into the old trick of this guy plays wide receiver, so why would we ever hand the ball to him? He catches the ball.
It was like, what the fuck? This is cool.
Yeah.
They just made their best wide receiver their best running back because they had one guy hurt.
No, literally anybody, I think, could step in. It's mostly Kyle Shanahan. When he stands next to you, you become a great running back.
Yes.
If he breathes on you, if you share a meal with Kyle Shanahan, you can average 4.7 yards a carry in his own blocking scheme.
You can put your foot in the dirt and go. Yeah.
One cut, that's all you need.
Right.
Also, here's a fun stat about Jimmy G. He has the highest winning percentage on the road of any quarterback since the year 2000.
Wow.
Any quarterback.
Wow.
He's Mr. Road.
Wow.
He's a roadhead.
He is.
Big time guy on the road. So, I mean, you can say that, okay, that doesn't really count because it's a quarterback win stat. You could also say, like, Kyle Juszczyk has the highest winning percentage of any fullback in the NFL.
You could say Kirk Cousins has the most 300-yard, 3-touchdown performances
but it is
in the
a
first
fact
10
that
years. Yes.
Jimmy G wins football games on the road, one way or another.
It is a fact. You cannot disagree with it.
Yeah, you can't. You can say that I'm dumb for bringing it up, but guess what? It's correct.
Yeah, and we like dumb facts on this show. I just love the fact, and I know obviously it's because Dan Mullen coached for Urban Meyer, and Urban Meyer obviously coached at Florida. But I just like the fact that Dan Mullen got brought up in Urban Meyer's press conference, just because it's going to be fun. He was like, he's a good friend of mine. I'm going to call him and his wife. I didn't hear that.
Make out.
Yeah, make out. Probably triple kiss.
How upset do you think Lane Kiffin is? Because he's, there are going to be rumors that he's going to take the Florida job too. Mm-hmm. He's going to be like, hey, can your wife stick around and just kiss everyone that gets off the bus?
I'm loving the fact that we're getting to a point now with the college coaching world that every single job that Urban Meyer would potentially ever want or has had is going to open up just to entice him to possibly come back and coach in the college ranks.
I mean, now all we need is Brian Kelly to have some shocking scandal at Notre Dame.
Brian Kelly and then Ryan Day decides to go to the NFL, and we got everything.
Yeah.
We have everything that Urban could ever want.
Whoever the coach at Utah is, too.
Yeah. All right. I do think Trevor Lawrence is – I don't know what's going on.
No one knows.
He's like not –
I think he's a bust. I've talked myself into thinking that Trevor Lawrence is not going to be a good NFL quarterback. He's not handling losing well. That was our big concern about him going into this year. I don't think you definitely can't say that he's handling losing well.
No.
But maybe you could say that he's not handling it terribly because he hasn't fully self-imploded.
He hasn't quit.
Yeah, he hasn't tried to fight Urban Meyer yet.
Right.
So I guess he's handling losing averagely.
I just don't know why they don't back to the Nick Sirianni conversation. Why don't they just run Clemson's offense for a year? Why don't they just I know you don't want to get him hurt because he ran a little bit at Clemson, a lot of RPOs, but just do something that makes him feel comfortable so he gets his confidence back. Mm-hmm. You have to let him get a couple easy shots in. You know what I mean? Compliment your boy.
Yeah.
Just give him a couple compliments. Make him feel good about himself. Maybe he will be able to play better than he is right now.
I think this is it's becoming a situation where it's impossible to evaluate him. I'm going to need at least 3 years of tape on Trevor Lawrence before I make a definitive declaration. But there's some bust smells coming from him.
Yes, I would agree. Some stink coming from him. Mm-hmm. Also, Nick Bosa is we kind of forgot about him because he got injured last year and he missed the whole year. He's officially a full-on game wrecker.
He's back.
He's a game wrecker. He had his 10th sack today. I think he had 2. And then I saw a stat that a quarter of his pass rushes today he got a QB pressure, which is pretty damn good.
That is good.
So I think he's back to being a full-on game wrecker.
I don't want to bring up a sore subject here, Big Cat, but Robbie Gould, why did the Bears let him go? Because it was explained at the time that he's not the future of the position in Chicago, and that he's getting old. And since he's been in San Francisco, he's been really, really good. So I want to give you the opportunity to explore that thought.
He did. It makes no sense. Mm-hmm. I mean, everyone loved him. He did kind of suck. He had one of those kick. This is actually a good point to bring back to Packers fans. This is why you stick through the bad times. Mm-hmm. He did have a bad year. He had a bad year where he was missing a lot of kicks. I can't remember what year. He did also have the year where he got in a fight with Brandon Marshall. That was under Tressman though, so I think he hung around for a couple more years. That was always
didn't get
when
into
your
a
wide
fight
receiver
with
and
Marshall.
but when your wide receiver and kicker are having locker room fights in the week 8, that's never a good thing.
When your kicker feels emboldened, that's more of a coach's thing though. If your kicker feels emboldened to pick a fight with a non-kicker on the team, that's just bad organization from a structural standpoint.
Yes,
you need to keep your kicker a little bit more beaten down than that.
That actually wasn't too far off from the time that happened. But yeah, he had one of those years where you're like, wait, is he getting old? He missed 6 kicks, which was off of his usual. But yeah, no, it was a big mistake. It was a huge mistake. The Bears shouldn't have done that. I also think it was something about money. The Bears have made so many stupid things in the last forever. Forever's a long time, but it's felt like forever.
you just pile it on. You just throw it on. And you're like, oh yeah, fuck,
There's
Robbie
Robbie
Gould. I
Gould
still like that
situation.
guy. Still
Yeah.
root for him.
Just a little sidebar here. I'm getting a little bit concerned, Big Cat. I feel like Jake is really struggling to breathe over here. I don't know. Are you? Did you not take your medicine? You
really-
haven't been taking your Afrin.
It's really cold in here, so that makes you a little stuffy.
You're really stuffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're off the Afrin though, right?
Yeah. I've dabbled a little bit, but I'm kind of scarred from last year.
You can't even dabble with the Afrin, Jake. You'll
Right.
you'll
And
snap
Billy's trying
right
to
back
stuff,
into it.
smelling salts in my face. So.
Yeah.
Which
It will
might-
help.
yeah, it might clear it up, but
You should carry around those chips that say how long it's been since you've had.
yeah, apologies
you had
if I'm a
snort.
distraction.
No, you're not. You're not. I'm just worried about you.
Thank you.
I don't want anybody to die during this show.
Now I'm like going down to
Maybe Billy.
I feel like he missed a kick against the fucking Giants or something. Then everyone's like, man, he's probably washed up, but he wasn't. He's not washed up. Why'd you do that to me?
I'm sorry. I'm just.
Why'd you do that?
Because I saw him.
No, because I remember.
I saw him
remember
kicking today, and I was like,
No,
he's been very good for the last couple
he
years.
has.
Why did this happen?
I remember it happening and being like, it was a transition time. I want to say it was when Trestman was going out. Might have been. I can't remember. All the timeline is just so shitty now. But I just remember he missed a couple kicks, and everyone's like, uh-oh. And then he was just good again. Because everyone gets good when they leave the Bears. All right, so we might as well, because we're here. Ravens 16, Bears 13. I don't really know what to say at this point. They're such a poorly coached team. The Bears, you want to know a fun fact? The Bears haven't won a game off of the bye since 2013.
That's pretty bad. That's a pretty awful
Yeah,
stat.
isn't that crazy? No,
it is. It is actually crazy.
Here's another one. Matt Nagy's 0-4 off the bye. So that's bad, right? But in his defense, he's played against really good quarterbacks. He played against Aaron Rodgers. One of those 4 losses is Aaron Rodgers. Teddy Bridgewater, ever heard of him? Tyler Huntley today.
Yep.
Brock Osweiler,
Great.
ever heard of
quarterbacks.
him?
Yeah.
Matt Nagy has lost. He's 0-4 off the bye. 3 out of 4 of those are against backup quarterbacks.
I think he just overthinks things. You want Matt Nagy to be playing on as little rest as possible. I mean, he beat Tom Brady on, 4 days?
Oh, my God.
Once he starts thinking about stuff too much, then it all goes sideways for him. And now we've got, thanks to the Bears, we've got Andy Dalton and Tim Boyle matching up on Thanksgiving Day.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you for apologizing.
I'm sorry.
If
It's
you watch
so,
that game
so
in its
bad.
entirety,
Yeah.
you should actually get the USAA insurance
It's
that
so-
Rob Gronkowski's angling for.
Everyone has to watch it.
You have to
Yes,
watch
you
that
do.
game. It's so bad. It's also the unstoppable force versus the immovable object, because the Lions, I have thought for the entire – you guys have heard me saying it. It's actually like disgusting that I keep saying it because it's an obsessive compulsive disorder that I think that the Lions are going to get their first win against the Bears on Thanksgiving Day. I just say it every week. I'm like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen in front of everyone. Everyone's going to sit down and watch it. And there's a small part of you that says, well, if the Lions get their first win on Thanksgiving Day, the Bears will definitely fire Matt Nagy, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, because the Bears have never fired a coach in the middle of a season in the history of their franchise. The Bears are a charter member of the NFL.
Well, that's good. That's good because
No,
then
'cause
you're
it's
going
not the Bears' way.
No, but then you're going to lose a lot more games this season, and then you're going to get a better draft pick.
It's insane. Yeah. Thank you.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
The last thing that
The
you
draft
want.
pick we don't have. Yeah. I
Yeah.
know.
Oh, I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
no, I know you do. I know you didn't. I keep making that joke. You can't make that back at me.
My fault. It was. I actually did forget about it, but I'm going to now make it on purpose.
I make it all the time, and people are like, dude, you don't have a first round pick. Like, I fucking know I don't
well,
have
at
a
least
first
you
round
at
pick.
least you still have the guy that you traded the first round pick for.
He's got ribs. He's going to be okay. They're just ribs, little bruised rib.
Oh, I was talking about the other guy that you traded a first round pick away for.
Listen, the
Khalil Mack.
Raiders.
Khalil Mack's still
how are
playing
the
really
Raiders-
well, right?
How are the Raiders guys doing? Not so well. I
Yeah.
actually don't think it was Henry Ruggs that was part of that pick package.
Lamar Jackson, we need to have a conversation. I'm worried about Lamar Jackson. I think maybe he has celiac disease.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Billy was saying maybe he's got Crohn's.
I don't know what it is, but he's still
got,
sick.
He's got the worst butthole in North America.
Yeah, and it's clearly not a contagious sick because he was at the game.
But
they saw him walk into the
do
facility.
you see how he's walking around? He was doing the verbal meme when the Chipotle hits.
Do you think he's just angling for a Pepto-Bismol sponsorship?
He might be doing that. I don't know. He's always sick. Maybe he's like that kid in elementary school that just hates taking tests.
Yeah.
And they're always sick on test day.
Yeah, but why would you hate playing the Bears? You're going to just rack up yards against the Bears.
That's a good point.
Like, that was the one game you should play.
But
Yeah.
either way,
Brett Hundley didn't lose it. Congratulations, Tyler Hundley. Not Brett. I always get him confused with Brett, the UCLA quarterback.
Yeah, Brett Hundley. Yes, this is Tyler
This is
Huntley.
Tyler Huntley.
Huntley?
What does he do?
He woo. It's he and they lost in such a Bears way, like almost winning. Andy Dalton, nice guy, really nice guy. Made a couple big throws, but I'm so sick of these guys. I'll leave it with this because I don't want to talk about this godforsaken shit team and organization much longer. Although Virginia McCaskey sitting in the suite, that was actually the summed up the whole thing. Virginia McCaskey's like 120 years old.
Never missed a game.
She's sitting up in the suite, and the sun is just fucking. She's raw dogging the sun. It's just beaming right in her eyes. That sun is gonna kill her. And I don't know, maybe that's what they wanted. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. Maybe that's all the kids and grandkids so they can sell the team and get some money. But can we get this fucking lady some sunglasses? She doesn't deserve to go out like this. She couldn't see a thing, which, again, now that I'm saying it, might have actually been by design so they could be like, yeah, we played really well today. Either way, that sequence, the Bears, midfield, 3rd and 1, they take a deep shot. And you're playing Tyler Huntley, so like punting isn't the worst idea here because you back him up and let him try to figure out. They take a deep shot, 3rd and 1. Matt Nagy's headset breaks. He freaks out at everyone.
Oh, he tried to fight the NFL official, the guy that wears the yellow hat on the sidelines.
Again, it's not his fault. It's everyone's fault. He takes a timeout, which, okay, you didn't know what you were going to do on 4th down, but whatever. Your headset broke. I guess you have to, even though you're standing right next to your special teams coach. Takes a timeout, then runs Wildcat. It gets stuffed, and also we got called for holding. That's hard to do. This team is a fucking joke. Matt Nagy's a joke. He's not going to get fired. I'm going to have to watch him for the rest of the year. I'm going to watch his stupid face and his squint being like, no one has things go wrong more than Matt Nagy, and he just stares and is like, how could this possibly be going wrong? You, dude, someone just go walk up in front of him and put a mirror in front of his face while he's doing this stupid thing that he thinks is coaching.
I'm just excited to see what he says this week during his press conferences that will literally drive you insane. He's really good at it.
I mean, dude, he said taunting. Kids are watching.
Yeah, Matt Nagy is the best coach ever in the history of the NFL at saying the worst stuff ever in his press conferences.
He's so dumb.
It's like he knows. It's like he knows that it's going to piss you off.
Yeah,
particularly
everyone.
I think he's engaged in a season-long silent feud against you,
and he's not going to get fired.
No, he's not going to get fired during the year, but he's done after this.
Think about this though. He's going to lose to the Lions. The Lions are going to get their first win. Dan Campbell's going to get his first win with Tim Boyle, and the Bears won't fire him because it's the Bears' way to not fire a coach midseason.
I actually don't. I'm not so sure about that.
It's the Bears' way. It's the Bears' way.
You have to prepare yourself for the worst case scenario at all times. But I don't think that the Bears are going to lose that game on Thursday.
It's the Bears' way. It's the Bears' way.
Andy Dalton looked pretty good today. Thoughts and prayers to Justin Fields with his rib and apparently a spleen.
Yeah.
He's got a spleen too.
No, I'm sure something horrific will happen to him. I've said it many times. If the Bears had drafted Patrick Mahomes, you got hit by a bus on Michigan Ave. So.
Initial test done on Bears quarterback Justin Fields today did not reveal any broken ribs per source.
I confirmed that.
Fields' ribs will undergo further tests on Monday.
Yeah.
So I don't know what further tests they're going to re-X-ray his ribs.
They're going to poke it and be like, does it hurt?
They're going to hit it.
Yeah.
And be like, did we break it now?
They're just going to keep touching it. Be like, ow, that hurts. Ow, that doesn't hurt. Ow, that hurts. All right. Speaking of the Lions, let's talk about the Lions. Lions put up some fight. Tim Boyle, you tried.
Tim Boyle significantly outperformed my Tim Boyle expectations.
And also made Jared Goff's a friend, so we're not going to bash him because we do love him. He hasn't had the best season, but if you thought that Tim Boyle was better than Jared Goff, no.
No, Jared Goff gives you your best chance to win right now.
Yes.
Jared Goff with 2 strained obliques gives you a better job than Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle, he had a great game by Tim Boyle standards. We should say that. The fact that he has completed, I think, 3 passes in his NFL history going into today, he significantly outperformed that margin. Yes, he had a couple bad interceptions, but that's what you get when you sign Tim Boyle, former UConn standout. Here's the bad part about Tim Boyle. I don't even think he was a standout at UConn.
No.
I think he was like a very average UConn quarterback who's now playing in the NFL.
Yes. Orlovsky was good.
Orlovsky was nice at UConn.
Yes.
Dan was good at UConn.
Tim Boyle
was kind of
mad nice.
Kind of like a game manager at UConn.
that something about the Lions just love UConn quarterbacks. Tim Boyle, like his name is just funny. He's not Tim Boyle is a friend of a friend who like opens up a bar and then it fails within like 6 months.
Yeah, O'Boyle's.
You're like, I never got to go there. Oh, like, did you hear like Derek's friend Tim? He opened up a bar. We should go check it out. And then like 3 months later, you say, oh yeah, should we go check out oh no, it's art. He's already running into the ground.
Yeah, Tim Boyle is not
That's
a guy.
Tim Boyle.
He's a guy that you would love to have like assistant managing your bar, and then but he inherits some money. And he tries to do it too soon. And he's like, I think I'm ready to take that next step and open up O'Boyle's.
I think you call him assistant manager, but you never let him manage without you there.
Yeah. Here, you make the schedule.
Yeah.
And then you just have your own schedule, and you're like, okay, great job. I'll
Thanks,
take it from
Tim.
here, Tim.
Yeah, appreciate it, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim Boyle is the guy who you make him assistant manager just so that when he has to get into that like once every 2 months fist fight with the drunkest guy at the bar, you can be like, well, that is what the assistant manager has to do.
Yeah, great job, Tim. You
yeah,
really,
Tim.
Yeah,
Thanks, Tim.
There's another guy puking in the bathroom as assistant manager. I think that falls under your purview to go.
That's
get
why
him
we
out.
pay you the big bucks, Tim.
Yeah, Tim Boyle has one great idea at your bar. He's like, I'm thinking Thursday night, ladies' night. Great job, Tim. And then he runs off that. He puts that on every resume when he applies for a job outside the service industry. He's like initiated new marketing features at the bar, which increased food sales 125% on Thursday nights. Yeah, you made it so hot chicks got in free, Tim.
Yes, and Tim also, this is getting very specific for any Tim Boyles out there. Tim Boyle does also seem like a guy who, he starts dating a woman who has like maybe, I don't know, a 9-year-old, and he tries to fill the dad role, and the kid's like, no, you're Tim Boyle. Like, no. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna take little like Johnny down on the roller coaster. Johnny's like, no, I don't want to do that with you, Tim Boyle.
Tim's got a 2-seat. He's got a 2-seat coupe, and then he trades it in after dating the chick for 2 weeks, and he gets a Honda Civic Si with the tiniest back seat in the world. Buys a nice car seat, and then he shows up, and she's like, no, he's with his real dad today again.
Yeah.
Tim.
His real dad is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And we had to break up because he was so awesome.
Yeah.
All he did was awesome shit. I couldn't handle it anymore.
Tim Boyle's car smells like cigarettes 9 years after he quit smoking.
Boyle. Oh, good game, Tim Boyle.
Congrats to the Lions. They managed to get an unsportsmanlike penalty in between quarters today.
Love it.
When
that's
there wasn't
biting
any
kneecaps.
football.
I think that's officially biting kneecaps.
It's biting kneecaps, but it was one of the players. I think the official explanation Dan Campbell gave was he said something about another guy's mother.
Ooh.
In between quarters. So I don't want to say that's a discipline issue, just because I don't want to say anything bad about Dan Campbell because I feel bad for him.
Yeah, and I love him.
But it's kind of a discipline issue.
I have a question for the Browns front. So the Browns have now won 3 games where they've scored 17 points or less. Obviously, running the ball is their MO. At what point, though, and we like Baker, but at what point is anyone going to step in and be like, yo, Baker Mayfield is really injured? Like, he's really injured. Mm-hmm. He's got a torn labrum. He's got I think a deep bruise on his knee and a heel injury. And someone either should, there's 2 courses of action. One, someone should step in and say, Baker Mayfield, you got to sit down, get healthy. Like, your money's at stake now because your 5th-year contract, option is coming up. Like, they're probably going to pick it up, but also you're not playing well right now because you're so injured. So either do that option or hire Russell Wilson and Big Ben's agent so that everyone can talk about how injured you are, because no one talks about how injured Baker Mayfield is.
Baker started to this week.
He should.
He was the first person that went through the list of the injuries that he had, but Baker needs to have somebody else doing that for him, and by somebody else, I don't mean his wife, who after the game put up a caption on Instagram saying maybe the rest of the team should take a note from how tough Baker is.
He is.
But just get somebody that's not in your immediate family.
Us. We're doing it for you, Baker.
Mayfield is severely injured. He's putting the team on his back
But
right
he
now.
is. Like, he actually,
but in
him
a weird
play.
In a weird way, I almost feel like his injuries make him run more deceptively. Because when he's running and he's got a limp in his step, you don't know where he's going to be cutting. So when he was scrambling around the pocket today, on a couple occasions, I saw him running, and I was like, he's putting some rhythmic jukes out there. And then after he would throw the ball, I'd be like, no, that's just because his knee is swollen.
Yes,
which is making him run like that. So in a weird way, I thought he played pretty decently on the amount of injuries that he had today.
But he's hurt.
But it's mostly that the running game for the Browns is great, and Nick Chubb, it's gloveless season for Nick Chubb. He's going skin on skin with the football.
Love it.
And I love when that happens. Nick Chubb is amazing, and we need to give credit to the Browns offensive line.
Yeah.
And more specifically, we need to give credit to Callahan, their offensive line coach, who I think is now far and away the best offensive line coach in the league now that, what's his name, Scarnecchia?
Scarnecchia, yeah.
Now that Scarnecchia is gone.
Who you might be back. Who knows?
Yeah.
I feel like he's retired and unretired 5 times.
We don't know. He gets bored when he doesn't have football to coach. But Callahan is a fucking awesome. Everywhere that he's gone, the offensive line has been incredible.
Yep.
And so the Browns offense, like, they can run the ball at will because, yeah, they've got Nick Chubb, they've got Kareem Hunt, they can chunt you to death. But they got the guys up front that are playing really well right now.
And they're all under contract. But I just think Baker Mayfield, like, at some point it's a detriment to your team. It's admirable that he's playing. He's tough as hell. But someone's got to step in and say, what's going on here? Like, you're clearly not healthy, and this is probably not good. Like, wouldn't you rather try to tread water, like especially against a Lions team that you're going to beat most likely with Case Keenum?
Mm-hmm.
Get him a week or 2 off, like, and then try to, because you still have a roster that could make the playoffs, but it's not going to do anything if Baker Mayfield is this injured the rest of the year.
Yeah, I think that this was probably the game that you would do it in.
Yeah.
This could have been a Case Keenum game.
Speaking
We'll
of
never
injuries, Tim Boyle definitely is like, yeah, I play basketball, and then he shows up and he's wearing like old, like Bill Russell's shoes, and he then blows both of his ACLs within the first 2 minutes, and then is in a wheelchair at the bar, and it's really sad.
Yeah.
I think it's like, dude, why are you in a wheelchair? Oh, I tried to play a little pickup. Why'd you try to play a little pickup? Oh, well, my son, he's not my son. His dad invited me, and I had to I couldn't say no.
Yeah, I actually think we should talk about whether or not Tim Boyle's injured, because like he played pretty poorly today. He played below what I thought that Tim Boyle could be doing.
Yes.
Tim Boyle, this is not the Tim Boyle that we all expected right now.
Yeah, I can't wait for Tim Boyle on Thursday.
Oh my God.
Tim Boyle versus Andy Dalton, just what America wants.
Tim Boyle, Andy Dalton. This is where it really becomes difficult as a fan to lie about how much we need to watch football, because it's going to be on Thanksgiving. There will be relatives in your house on Thanksgiving that don't understand why you're watching football, and unless you're mentally tough, you will allow them to break through into your mind and convince you that you shouldn't be watching this game, because there will be a big part of you that's like, why am I watching Andy Dalton and Tim Boyle? You need to have your excuses ready. You need to pick up people right now off the waiver wire in fantasy football that will be playing in this game, so that you can steel yourself against the people that will try to convince you to turn this game off.
Or you could just be like, you see that quarterback for the Lions? I used to go to his bar before it closed down. And they'd be like, oh, really? What? I didn't know that. Yeah, Tim Boyle. And they'll be like, oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. How much, just a thought starter, how much do you think, I know it's not legal, and there'd be hoops you'd have to jump through, but if the NFL had any wherewithal or flexibility, how much do you think we could pay Peyton and Eli to suit up for the Lions and the Bears and have a Manning Bowl on Thanksgiving, being like, no sacking the quarterback? Because that would be worth watching. Like, let's say, hey guys, America, we don't want to watch Andy Dalton versus Tim Boyle, so both these teams are going nowhere. One of you gets Peyton, one of you gets Eli. No sacking the quarterback. We pay them each $10 million. Let's watch that. How awesome would that be?
I think if you told Peyton that his touchdowns would count towards his career total, so that he could potentially overtake Tom Brady again.
And it counts as a Super Bowl.
And it counts as a Super Bowl. Whoever wins this gets another ring. You'll have one ring over the other Manning.
Yes.
It's to officially declare who the most successful Manning quarterback is.
Yes. All right.
Also, if you don't, we kill Arch.
Ooh.
Just saying. That would probably make them get out there and play.
Let's do it. All right. Texans-Titans. I didn't really write much down for this game other than Vrabel was like the wettest coach I've ever seen.
That's actually, I have that note right here.
Yeah.
Mike, he looked like a cat that got dropped in a pond.
It was so bad.
And he didn't even move. He just kind of stood there just wallowing in his own wetness.
And just, this was a game where we thought, you saw the score, you saw what was happening, you're like, yeah, but the Titans aren't going to lose, are they? And then, yeah, they lost. If you're a Titans fan, you could either say that was the end of a great streak where they beat 5 really good teams and they were eventually going to have a letdown spot. It was a weird game. Or You could say, hey, this is now few games in a row where our offense without Derrick Henry has not looked great.
Well, the Texans went with the Jets method of being a really shitty team before you play against the Titans, and then you can beat them.
Right.
The Jets gave them the blueprint on that, and the underdog is 14-13 straight up in Titans games.
Wait.
In the last 27.
14-13?
Yeah.
Oh, straight up, yes.
Straight up.
Yeah,
so
money line.
Yeah,
money line.
so money line, underdogs, they can beat the Titans. It's when
Yeah.
the Titans are being disrespected that they're able to get out there and beat the shit out of you. And
Yes.
I mean, really kick the shit out of you.
They're like the Tom Herman of the NFL.
Right. Ryan Tannehill had a great chase down, almost tackle on his interception.
Saw that.
Mr. Ryan T, as many are calling him. But then I thought that the game was over when they intercepted that Ryan Tannehill pass, and then they got tackled I thought that they had to have that touchdown. The Texans needed a touchdown on a play like that if they're expected to win. But they chased him down. The Texans ended up pulling it out. Tyrod Taylor had 2 awesome rushing touchdowns, and on one of them, I thought for sure, like, this is a Tyrod Taylor, I'm going to get injured for the rest of the season jump.
Yes.
Where he tried to leap over everybody and get into the end zone. They also had a great drive, maybe the most Texans drive of all time. You ready for this? The Texans had a 7-minute drive. It went 40 yards. So 40 yards and 7, that's like 5.8 yards per minute. And then they punted, and then they recovered the muff punt. So their best offensive play, maybe of the entire afternoon, was a punt that was muffed. That's David Culley football.
That's incredible.
That's how you win.
That's incredible. Hank, what are you now this is going to break the fourth wall here. What are you celebrating so much? We're taping this during Sunday Night Football. You've gone insane like 5 times.
I put in a crazy parlay plus that if the Steelers hold out is going to hit. It's
Thanks for
plus
sending it.
4,500. It was
Yeah, thanks. We usually bet together on.
You would have bet Austin Eckler to score 3 touchdowns.
Yes.
Yep. Over 47.5 late.
Yes.
Chargers minus 6.5.
Yes.
Roethlisberger over 2 touchdowns.
I actually
That's my bad.
I would have bet Austin Eckler to score 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so we would
Thanks,
have won
Hank.
even
I'm sorry,
more.
guys.
Wow.
I would have
so you're
convinced
gonna
you
win
to put
something
4
we're
touchdowns.
just not going to have any part in.
I'm
That's
really-
good.
potentially,
We've always
probably
shared.
just
We've
mushed
always
it.
shared.
I'm
We've
really
always
happy
shared.
for you.
We've always shared,
You
and then on Sunday night.
No, I'm happy.
Yeah, it's fine. We always say, "Hey, what
so
is everyone
happy.
betting on tonight?" Hank didn't say a word when
I
when that
bet the
was off.
Steelers
Kept it
too.
to
This was my
himself.
hedge. This was my like little
Yeah.
big
How
odd
much
hedge.
to win what?
100 to win 4,600.
Oh, that's
Jesus.
cool. That's cool.
Hank.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool move. No, that's a
I'm
cool
really,
move.
really, really
That's a
happy
really cool
for
move.
you.
That's a cool.
I mean, it's not.
group
It's
move.
not
I just
over.
saw Billy's
You
face.
probably
I've
just
never seen
mushed
Billy
it.
this disappointed.
You probably just mushed it. so.
What could mush it?
If the Steelers cover? 6.5.
There's 4 minutes left in the game.
Anything could happen.
All right, but that just deflated. That's a bad teammate of the week.
What are
Henry
you talking
Lockwood.
about?
I saw Billy's face. I've never seen him that sad.
We could have shared these things, Hank.
Could have been celebrating together. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Oh my God, you guys are.
David Culley, Coach of the Year.
Yeah, sure.
2 wins for
Why
the
not?
Texans. That actually, if David Culley gets 4 wins with this Texans roster, I think he should be Coach of the
You
Year.
know how we talk about how, Mike White in the middle of his the Mike White mania?
Yeah.
Mike White sanity that hit New York? Mm-hmm. David Culley.
Mike White is right.
Yeah, yeah. Mike White power
Yes.
surge
yes,
that
yes.
happened.
Yep.
David Culley should just fake a heart attack right now.
Yeah.
And go out on top.
Dude, you've won 2 games
You
with this
beat
Texans roster.
the Titans. You beat one of the best teams in the entire NFL.
And you made Mike Vrabel look like the wettest person alive.
yeah, he was so wet and so sad.
Yes, it was bad. It was
He needed,
very
he needed
sad.
like a hat. Vrabel's not a hat guy, but if you're in a downpour, you either have to have a hat or you just need a little lackey next to you with an umbrella holding
Yes.
it for you.
You're telling me
Yes.
you guys didn't do any other little parlays or
No.
sprinkle props?
No.
I told everybody
No.
all my bets that I made.
We've done
I'm an open book.
multiple Sunday nights. We've done it. This all started because of you. Like
What?
a month and a half ago when we're like, we all have to bet together on
We
Sunday
did.
nights because it's fun when we cheer together and win something big together.
and we all took the Steelers.
And you just didn't. We all took the Steelers and you just hedged against it with something that's going to win.
All right, I'm
It's
gonna
fine.
I'm gonna start sending you guys all my bets.
No, Sunday night is all we care about when we sit here all together.
And, all right.
If you have a bet that's going to win you $4,600 off a $100 investment, that's something I would be interested in hearing about.
Yes, on a Sunday night when we're all sitting here.
I did it when I was in this room. You guys were finishing getting prepared for the show.
I'm just glad that you're glad, Hank. That's
yeah.
it.
No, I'm
That's
happy
it.
for you.
If Hank's a happy boy, then a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah.
That's actually not true either. I did it before, but
Yeah, you did it. I know when you did it. You did it right after PFT said, "What's everyone betting tonight?" You said nothing.
Nothing. Why do you ask?
All right, let's go to. Let's do one more ad and then we'll finish the games. PFT, what do we have?
Yeah, so I want to talk to you about a brand new sponsor, actually, Mack Weldon. Love Mack Weldon. They are now sponsoring Part of My Take. You're a busy guy. Stop thinking about what to wear. Just embrace the radically efficient Mack Weldon daily wear system. That's right. The daily wear system is a selection of clothes. It's rooted in smart design, made with performance fabrics, and built
that's
to work
a
together.
shame.
oh my fucking
What just happened?
God!
What just happened? Hank, what's going on?
Finish the fucking ad read. Finish the fucking ad
read.
read.
Oh, no.
Finish the ad read. Finish the
Oh,
ad
no,
read.
the
Justin
Steelers look
Herbert
very
threw an
happy.
interception.
Finish the ad read, PFT, and then we'll get to this.
I'm going to pretend this didn't happen. And I'm going to finish the ad read, Hank. Hank, you know what? Even if you're on a budget, maybe you don't have a lot of extra money in your pocket right now, you should be using the Mack Weldon system when thinking about how to get dressed every day. It's a selection of clothes rooted in smart design, made with performance fabrics, built to work together. They have breathable T-shirts and polos, stylish button-ups and shorts, underwear and beyond. Mack Weldon makes it easy for you to dress for work, leisure, and play, or wherever your day might take you. For the ultimate lazy Sunday, they've got Ace sweat shorts. Modern tailoring and pair perfectly with their ultra-soft, ultra-upgraded Pima tees. For weekend travels both near and far, their silver knit polo and radius shorts are the perfect high-tech, highly packable combo. Buy some time this summer. Buy some time with the Mack Weldon daily wear system. For 20% off your first order, visit mackweldon.com/take, enter promo code TAKE. mackweldon.com/take, enter promo code TAKE. Get 20% off your entire order. Mack Weldon, radically efficient wardrobing.
Well, that's an unfortunate turn of events.
After what you did yesterday, this is disgusting.
No, what you did this.
Your gambling karma is
No, you
could not
did
be
this.
lower.
Do you ever
Could
think
not
maybe
be
you
lower.
did
didn't
this.
share?
You did this.
It's definitely astrology.
You're the only one to blame.
No, those are the
We'd be
chick
heartbroken
Astros
together.
fans from the World Series, Billy.
We live and die together. That's crazy.
So, Hank, what do you need to happen?
I
Well,
need
wait, Hank,
the
you bet the
Chargers.
Steelers with us.
I did bet the Steelers.
So
So
that's
we're happy.
good.
So it's a team
That's
win.
good. Yeah.
Not for
team.
4,600.
Good job,
Let's
guys.
go.
That's
team.
right.
Yeah.
We all bet the Steelers together, like we said.
Yep.
Oh no, is Big Ben okay?
You can't reverse that one. When we've made a pact to all bet together, we all bet the Steelers together, and then you made a side hedge.
Usually text around the
And then
parlay
if the
pluses. just saying.
Steelers cover, which we all bet together, which is awesome, your side hedge loses.
Remember Antonio Brown?
Mm-hmm.
We rode together,
We
we
died
cried
together for that, and that was incredible.
Let's go Steelers.
Big Ben with a pump fake.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
I,
right.
I'm rooting for you, Hank.
I'm rooting for you, Big Cat.
No, I'm rooting
No,
for
I'm
you.
rooting for you.
Nope, I said it first.
Nope.
I said it first.
I'm rooting for all of us. Mm-hmm. Get that Steelers cover.
Yeah,
Let's go, boys.
right.
Yep. Yeah.
Everyone.
That's the point.
Everyone wins.
We would
Correct.
all win. Didn't you bet the Steelers?
Yeah.
All right.
Money line.
Oh, you really put yourself in a pickle.
That's why I
This
was
is
like,
gonna
I'm gonna bet the
this
Steelers
is
money
gonna
line,
be-
and if the Steelers get blown out, I'll do a little hedge with the Chargers minus
This is
6.5.
going to be Steelers score, and then
Touchdown,
they're
Fryer
gonna tie it, and then the Chargers are gonna kick a field goal. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Hank!
Damn.
Well, there's a lot of time left. All right, let's get to the rest of the games. We'll update everyone. That was a nice little peek into the world of Pardon My Take, live. What a game! It's been an incredible game, which you actually heard us talk about at the beginning. All right, Dolphins Jets. I just love it. The Jake just alphaing Billy any which way he can.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. Rex Ryan said we're fine. He went and met with Salah, and we're good.
Oh, what
he's
a
got
pussy.
a plan. He's got a plan. Rex Ryan said he heard him. He's a very smart guy, and there's a direction of the team. So don't worry about it. The future's bright.
That's kind of like the Rex Ryan cycle that we've been used to recently is he puts his foot in his mouth, no pun intended, and then he gets somebody mad at him. And he's like, I don't know why this guy's mad at me. And then he sits down, makes peace with them, and then he has another week of content of, now me and Baker we're on great terms now.
Right.
So that's just kind of what Rex Ryan does. Joe Flacco looked pretty good today. I would dare say that the New York Jets have one of the best quarterback rooms in all the NFL.
Oh, wow.
They're all just kind of the same quarterback.
And they're all legends in their own right.
No one's particularly great, but no one's awful.
Right.
If you discount like Mike White's most recent 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how you guys were saying every team's in it? The Dolphins are 4-7. Home Panthers, home Giants, bye, home Jets.
Whoa.
7-7 at
Whoa.
Christmas.
They could get
wild card.
They could get it, and I'm a Tua believer. He played well today. Like Tua's
threw the
playing
deep
well
ball, too.
Yes, they threw the deep ball. It wasn't just dink and dunk Tua. Little play action going well. I am now the Tua fans. I don't know if we're gonna be able to finish this podcast. The Tua fans this is major issues. Are you mad at me?
Nope.
What? I don't know what I did wrong.
You did nothing wrong.
Except
mush me. Whatever. It is what it is.
But
I shouldn't have been celebrating.
But I didn't.
You guys act like the bet was over. You act like the bet was over. You act like the bet was over.
If Hank
You
had
guys
a
talked about
suicide
the bet
vest
like it
right
was
now,
over.
he would blow it up and kill everybody in this room.
Well, not to mention that I also I cashed out of my Steelers money line. down money.
Plot thickens. What the fuck?
Because I thought this was gonna hit, so I was like, whatever. like,
No, Hank. So you do not have the Steelers. So
Wait.
you didn't really bet the Steelers with us, and you also don't
No,
have them
I
anymore.
I literally when the Chargers when the Steelers went down 7, I was like, whatever, I'll get out. I'll just get a little out of it. There's no way the Steelers are winning this game.
When did you cash out? When was that though?
When they were down 7.
While we were recording?
Yeah.
So like we're doing the podcast and Hank's brain is
Like, probably
is
right
calculating
before.
all these devious little schemes to make money.
I fucking hate you.
I'm rooting for
did
Hank.
this
You know what? You know what?
yourself.
I'm willing to give up
All right,
my win.
I am too. I am too.
If it means that Hank wins
I am
this.
too.
I'm forgoing.
I am too.
I'm disavowing my bet.
Me too. Officially
Disavow.
disavowing my bet.
I don't
I'll
want
be
my bet
rooting
to win.
for the Chargers to win by 7.
I will not accept my winnings.
Yep. I'll donate them to charity.
And I'll match.
Yep. And we'll double. There it is.
If Hank can win.
What a pickle. What a pickle. All-time pickle.
All right, we're all on Hank's team now.
Hank.
Let's go.
Hank.
Thanksgiving.
Hank.
Hank. Let's go, Hank. Let's do it. Oh yeah,
I still don't think I did anything wrong.
But 2 is good.
2 is good.
2 is good.
2 is good.
Flacco is back, 2 touchdowns. It's weird
So
watching
you
him wear number 19.
did you or did you not talk about the bet like it was over?
Okay. But
Did you or did you not? Yes or no? Fact or fiction?
But that was a bet.
Fact or
But-
fiction?
Yeah, no, fact. But what I'm saying, I did nothing wrong.
Say it.
We all said, what are we going to bet together?
And we did
We
it.
bet the Steelers, and then you made a side bet that hedged against our bet.
I'd say
so. I don't like that's a very bad friend move.
I'd say
and
it's
a
a
bad
secret
karma
bet.
move.
It was a
IGM.
crazy
It was a
parlay.
secret bet.
You made a
It was
secret bet.
It was a
You made a secret bet.
You would,
Okay.
yeah, if you weren't ashamed of your bet, you would have said it out loud and told your friends.
Austin. Yeah, it was a fucking shot. It was a shot. I took a big shot. Austin Eckler scored 3 touchdowns. It's crazy.
That was crazy.
I would have thought he'd had 4.
Can we finish this shit?
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know
not
if we
saying
can.
anything.
I'm rooting for you now because you're mad, and
I'm
now
not
I'm rooting
mad.
for you. I thought we all had bet
You got
together.
this, Hank.
I didn't know you had a secret hedge, and now I'm rooting for the secret hedge
Okay.
because you also cashed out the bet we bet together, which you also didn't even bet the bet we bet together. You bet the
I
money
mean, you
line.
know how I fucking go. 4th and goal, they got stuffed. 4th and inches, unreal. Okay, let's finish the show.
Wait, can your bet win in overtime?
Nope.
Well, no, the Steelers money, but that's cash out.
No, he cashed that one out.
Yeah, let's finish the bet. Let's finish the show.
2 is good.
He is. I think he's a fine young man.
Jake, how does it feel to own Billy in everything you do in life?
I don't know about that.
Wow, come on.
He can lift more than me.
Nah,
I don't know.
I don't even
He's
know if
lost
that's
a lot of
true.
weight.
Yeah,
Since
definitely
he-
can. I still got my torn labrum.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
It's not
So
even
you're
worth it.
At least I got my labrums.
yeah, you have your labrums.
Yeah. So, Dolphins 500 by Christmas. Heard it here first.
Wow, and Billy, the Jets are just a disaster.
Nah, dude, Rex Ryan said
Okay, yeah, right.
there's good stuff coming.
That's right.
He said.
I'm a full-on Tua believer now, though. I really am.
When
I
is,
like Tua.
When is your quarterback's PCL going to get better?
Doesn't matter. He's learning.
Okay. So you don't want him back at all this year?
I want him to just learn.
Just keep learning.
Just keep learning.
Just keep learning. All right, let's go to the next game. Cardinals Seahawks. I am officially done with the Seahawks.
Okay, so I spent the majority of this game yelling at the TV, yelling at the Seahawks, just do something.
Do something.
Do something. Play football.
Yeah.
Get yards. Do something on offense. They do nothing on offense. They don't do anything. They once in a while, once every like half, they'll throw a 40-yard pass to lock it. That's about it.
Yeah.
Besides that, they don't do anything.
To take a couple shots at DK Metcalf, that would be,
Do something.
Do something. The Russell Wilson, maybe, just a thought, don't have every agent and every reporter in the NFL talk about how miraculous your recovery was and how you worked 19 hours a day to come back with your finger injury, and you made a video saying, I'm back, a succession video that made no sense, and all this hoopla about how Russell Wilson, it's incredible. He had his doctor release a statement saying it's a medical miracle that you're back, and then just suck complete ass and really actually all I think is Geno Smith probably gives him a better chance to win.
So in the statement his doctor made, it was like, I've never seen a healthier finger in my life than Russell Wilson's middle finger right now. It's unbelievable what this guy's finger has been able to accomplish. It's the hand of God that Russell Wilson has. And he stinks, and the Seahawks stink. And even worse for the Seahawks, the entire organization right now is kind of in a place where they have to make a transition, and one of two guys is probably going to be gone if the season continues the way that it's going right now.
Yeah.
And it'll be Pete Carroll or Russell Wilson, maybe both. But the Seahawks don't even really know who has the ability to fire their head coach right now because they're still kind of up in limbo when Paul Allen passed away, whether or not his wife has the power, who has all the power and who can make these decisions. But again, I feel like when I look at their uniforms, I'm always like, this is a good team because it's the Seahawks wearing this uniform. It's like there are a few like positions, like we were talking about the Kyle Shanahan running back.
Yes.
Doesn't matter who it is. I feel like you're always going to be good. If you're wearing like a Harlem Globetrotters uniform, I expect that you're going to be dunking on like a 6'3" white guy and be awesome at basketball. But if you're wearing a Seattle Seahawks uniform, I expect the team to go out there and play like decent football, like aggressive football, and they're just boring right now.
Yeah.
Really boring.
They suck. They have Russell Wilson, since he's been back, they have one touchdown in 19 possessions. Something is wrong.
Do something.
Your fingers hurt. You can't be under center as much, which I assume is the finger. Mm-hmm. It's like you can't have it both ways, Russ. You can't talk about how miraculous your comeback was and how it's incredible that you're here and 19 hours a day, and then you completely suck. And it's kind of like the Baker Mayfield situation where it's like someone should say something like, hey, and he wasn't as bad today as he was last week against the Packers, but their offense was terrible. Like they just didn't do anything. They had that one drive at the end, which the Cardinals then went and scored against them. Have Geno Smith play. Maybe he'll give you a better chance. It just sucks. I'm done with the Seahawks. Don't let me bet on the Seahawks ever again this year. I just can't do it. They are so frustrating. I had this as my line in the sand. They just blew the line in the sand. It's not there anymore. They don't care. Season's over. Forget it.
Well, what the Seahawks have really stolen from us is that at least when they were, average, like a middling team, they'd always play some fucked up games.
It was fun.
And there'd be something crazy that was going to go on, and you never knew what was going to happen in a game. Now they're just boring and bad. They're going like 3 and out. Their offense looks shitty. Chris Carson's out for the season. And, I don't know what the future of the franchise looks like, but it's going to look different next year, I think.
Yes. Also, stat that I didn't realize, which I wish I had realized going into this game, Colt McCoy has started 3 times in Seattle for the Browns, the Giants, and now the Cardinals. 3-0. Wow. That's weird.
Yeah.
And it's like those are through some years that the Seahawks were very good.
Yeah.
He just owned Seattle.
3 presidencies.
3-0 in Seattle with 3 different franchises.
It's pretty impressive. Colt McCoy, like if you look at his career as a backup, not talking like discounting his starting years. Well, I guess you could compare him to other starting quarterbacks that have then become backups and had good careers. I feel like Colt McCoy is like a top 5 backup of the modern era.
Yes.
In terms of like a guy that was going to be the guy, or people had ideas that maybe he could be the guy when he first started. Then he transitioned into that role and became like a great backup. I don't know, like off the top of my head, Nick Foles is like he's the gold standard.
He's the gold standard, right?
As a backup,
right?
But besides that, it's like Colt McCoy is, and I'm not counting Chase Daniel, who's he's done a great job of being a backup,
making money and doing nothing. Check. Yes,
and just having a name that's always around. But Colt McCoy, as far as backups that actually get into games and have to play, he's probably like the best backup in the non-Nick Foles division.
Yes.
Of the modern era.
Yes, I'd agree. Colt McCoy. Way to go. And the Cardinals deserve a ton of credit. This is now, so they're 2-1 with their backup with Colt McCoy, 2-1 without DeAndre Hopkins. Whenever you have a big-time injury to your franchise quarterback, or not even a big-time injury, an injury that you know that you have to just tread water, they have tread water. Like, they've stayed in it. They've won games on the road. Or no, did they beat the 49ers? Yeah, they won both their games on the road in the division with their backup quarterback. Cliff Kingsbury, I've given him shit. He's a good coach. And their defense is playing very well. And they once they get fully healthy, they will be a true contender. Right. And they're also 6-0 on the road. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
That's crazy. And I think they've won, don't quote me, I think they've won all of their road games by double digits, which is crazy.
Right now, they're missing maybe their 3 best players.
Yep.
Kyler Murray, Hopkins, J.J. Watt.
Yep.
J.J. Watt tweeted out today, ready for this, at 8:05 p.m.
Is he back?
This is his tweet. You ready? Maybe ... Whoa. Whoa. I think JJ's coming back. You heard it here first.
Wow.
JJ's back. J.J. Watt is going to come back this season, play for the Cardinals. That's what he wants us to think. Actually, we fell right into his trap. He wants us to be having this conversation.
He wants us to talk about this right now.
Yep.
Yes.
You win, JJ.
Yes. All right. 2 more games. Bengals, Raiders. Your boy, Joe Mixon.
Excuse me?
Joe Mixon, your boy.
On the field.
Yeah, on the field. Was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The Bengals.
So is Henry
This
Ruggs.
is Matt Nagy should watch what happened here. The Bengals off the bye. This is how you come off a bye.
Yeah.
Like they fixed. The last time we saw them, they got exposed by the Browns. The Browns scored 1 million points on them. They came out here. They dominated the Raiders from a defensive perspective. They did just enough. Like the Raiders' defense actually held the Raiders in the game. Their offense was terrible. But the Bengals coming off a bye, big win. Raiders are sinking. That's my big takeaway. The Raiders are kind of done, and this is what you want to see from the Bengals off of a bye.
So this is the first time the Bengals have won off their bye week since 2015.
Whoa.
So that's, kind of like that Bears stat.
So there is hope.
It's been a while for them, but they looked awesome today. And Derek Carr, he went one step further from Josh Allen. Josh Allen said, the problems start with me. Derek Carr said, yeah, guess what? I'm going to show you how it's done. The problems start and end with me.
Whoa.
So Derek Carr is taking a lot of responsibility for this, which he probably should. Again, he threw another bad interception today, which is crazy because, like, Derek Carr, he's incepted me now because I always thought that Derek Carr was a big interceptions guy. Then everybody was like, Derek Carr doesn't throw interceptions.
Yeah, right, because he just throws the ball up.
He throws it up, and now he's become an interception guy right after I finally had it drilled into my head that he doesn't throw interceptions. So every time that he does, I feel like I've been gaslit into thinking that he's not an interceptions guy. But he did say the problems start and end with me, Derek Carr.
Wow.
Derek, life starts and ends with you crapping yourself also, but you can do some cool shit to make up for it in between.
I appreciate that, Derek.
Yeah.
It starts and ends with him.
And
he also had a bad fumble.
He did have a bad fumble. I think a little underreported storyline out of Cincinnati this year.
Mm-hmm.
Their kicker is really good. Their kicker, I think,
Evan
has
McPherson.
6 field goals over 50 yards.
Evan McPherson.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a lot of Evan kickers. You don't get a lot of Evans.
No, you don't. And there's also a guy in Cincinnati that's predicted the outcome every single week of every Bengals game with a coin flip.
Whoa.
So we got to keep tabs on that
What's his
guy's
name?
coin flip. I don't know, his Reddit account. So
okay.
there's a guy on Reddit that has done it.
And
it's
he's
blowing
being
up.
honest?
It's blown up. He posted before the games.
Okay. So, and he got this one right.
Now we're officially in Who Day season right now.
Yeah.
I also think that this hits the over for Bengals win total on the season.
So there you go, Bengals.
Good job, Bengals.
Good job,
I don't
Bengals.
want to gas them up too much because we kind of jinxed them.
Yeah, we did that
the
whole
last
thing.
time.
So let's just say good job, Bengals. We expect you to continue doing a good job, and let's leave it at that because you're right. We did the whole like the Bengals are leading the AFC North, and the Bengals have the one seed.
Yeah, that was.
It was too much too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So good job, Bengals. All right. Last game, Chiefs Cowboys. Everyone thought it was going to be points. Do me a favor, Jake. Just remind me that anytime we watch a game and the announcer says there's going to be fireworks, to bet the under.
That's why I took the over right before it started. Yeah.
Before the game, Troy Aikman said it. I think it hits at 100%.
Yeah. Aikman was like, "We're going to see some real fireworks today," and then, well, excuse me, not Troy Aikman. Aikball, as Joe Buck calls him, which I didn't know that was Troy Aikman's nickname.
Good old Aikball.
I didn't read that part in Skip Bayless's book. But yeah, Troy Aikball was like, let's fucking go. We're going to put up some fucking points out there, and it was very disappointing. Besides, there was one very cool moment in the game. I forget who it was on the Chiefs, did like the AK-47 automatic
it was a shotgun.
weapon.
I think he was shooting
the
a shotgun.
That was cool. You should not – it was a cool enough celebration where even though he was pretending to shoot his opponents, the referee should have been like, hey, in his defense, that looks sick as hell.
In a weird way, I actually, it was a statement. It was not a terrible loss for the Cowboys. It was a statement win for the Chiefs. The Chiefs' defense, all of a sudden, I mean, should we ask that question? Is the Chiefs' defense good? Because they went from horrifically bad to, they're playing just good enough to keep them in games, to now – they've gone 4 straight games where they've held their opponent to 17 points or less.
Yep.
So I don't know if it's just Chris Jones and Frank Clark are trying now, their pass rush, whether they change something up scheme-wise, but they're playing very well. And then on the other side, I actually think that if you're a Cowboys fan, you come away from this game saying it's actually not that bad because you're missing Tyron Smith, you're missing Amari, and CeeDee Lamb gets concussed. So your offense is kind of very injured right now, going to get better. Your defense, the start of that game, it felt like the Chiefs were going to just roll them, run down the field every single time. They were doing fucking trick plays, all that shit. The defense, Micah Parsons was incredible. The defense actually kept them in the game, and that's the part of the the Dallas Cowboys equation that you're most worried about. So I think if you're a Dallas fan, you walk away being like, you know what, that's okay.
That was a game that if the Cowboys win, you're thinking soupy. You're definitely.
But I'm saying even in a loss,
in this one, it's like, you know what? We took a shot. We weren't supposed to win this game anyways. At the start of the season, every Cowboys fan had this labeled as a loss when they looked at their calendar. So you're not losing any ground on it. I have a serious question that we need to ask about the Kansas City Chiefs, though.
Yeah.
Is Jackson Mahomes dead? Because he hasn't been at any games. He reposted.
China has him.
Like the tennis star.
Yeah.
He reposted a TikTok today. Sundays for Jackson Mahomes, that's his game day too.
Yes.
That's when he gets engagement galore on his latest TikTok. He reused an old TikTok today. He hasn't been at their games for the last several weeks. And by the way, the Chiefs, side note, have won those games.
Ooh.
But Jackson Mahomes is nowhere to be found. I'm just asking the question. Can we get eyes on Jackson Mahomes?
And do you keep him away though?
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chiefs now, I think, are back into. It went from the Chiefs are broken, their defense is terrible, and Patrick Mahomes is something's wrong. To man, the Chiefs are starting to round into form here. Obviously they beat the Packers with Jordan Love as their quarterback, but I feel like the Chiefs. I'd have to look at their schedule, but it feels like they'll probably win the West. You know what I mean? If they beat the Chargers, they'll probably win the West because the Chargers have slipped up a couple times. I don't know. Now the Chiefs are quickly back into their stinking soupy.
Mm-hmm. They've got a tough schedule though.
Who they got?
Well, because they have to go to the Chargers, they have to play the Steelers, they go to the Bengals, and then they go to Mile High for the last game of the season.
Okay,
so that's not easy.
No, it's not easy, but I think they have found something on defense, and they've also found something on offense where they will. You're now not thinking like, oh no, the Chiefs are in major trouble because they're 7-4 right now. What do they have to win to get into the playoffs? There was a moment where we thought they weren't going to make the playoffs.
You get probably 10 wins, and
right.
I think you're in.
Yeah, so
they'll get into the playoffs.
They've figured it out. They're kind of back rolling. Yeah, they're the 4th seed right now. All right. Anything else before we get to the rest of the show?
Tyreek Hill does that thing where he jumps backwards 5 yards all the time, and he always ends up making up those 5 yards more. Any other player in the NFL that does that is when you yell at your TV like, this guy's a fucking idiot, go that way.
Yes.
Get the first down. Tyreek Hill makes it work every time. He jumps back 5 yards and he gets 7.
Yeah.
That's just his style.
By the way, I don't even know. We'll just at the beginning of the show, when you get to this point of the show, you're gonna be like, oh, that's what they were talking about. At the beginning of the show, we'll just tell people what happened, like the result of this game, and to just keep listening because it's live updates. Hank, how are we doing?
We're good.
Are you mad? We covered.
Yep.
Steelers covered.
We did.
The bet we all made together covered.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats, guys. Good team win. Although
Yep.
I wish that it hadn't. I would love to have not won that bet.
Yeah. But you're mad. Are you mad at me?
Nope.
I mean, that sounds like you're mad at me.
What's there to be mad about?
I don't know.
Besides that, how was the rest of your day, Hank?
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Patriots are back.
Yeah, they're back on Thursday.
Celtics beat the Lakers and LeBron's face in on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Was that cool?
It was awesome.
What else?
I edited PFT's audiobook all weekend, so that was fun.
Thanks, Hank.
Okay.
Did a great job.
Saw you on Saturday night. That was fun.
Yeah, I came here.
LeBron James got probably suspended for a while today.
Yeah. He's probably going to jail if Adam Silver has a backbone.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
What's that, Billy?
What, Billy?
I think Isaiah's going to disappear.
Isaiah, the guy. What's his last
Yeah.
name?
Stevens? Stewart?
Stewart.
I knew you didn't know it. I didn't know it. So I'm not saying that, like. Household name, Isaiah Stewart.
I think that they were probably going to fight in the tunnels underneath the stadium. That's why LeBron James went around. If you noticed, after he got kicked out officially, he went around shaking everybody's hand on his team, saying goodbye to everyone.
Yes.
He even went up to some of the security guards that he hid behind during the scuffle, and he was like shaking their hands, learning their names, just taking his time, making sure that they had Isaiah Stewart, restrained in the tunnels,
Yes.
making sure there was no,
Slipping him
backyard.
hundreds.
Well, the funniest part was he would pretend like he was fine and calm down, and then just as everyone like stopped like holding him back, he'd just run away again.
Yeah.
Classic move.
Mm-hmm.
Little
LeBron.
fake out. Like, oh, I'm tired.
Jail.
I'm not actually.
Jail.
Gonna try
All right, let's get to football guy of the week.
Worst headshot from an LBJ on this day in history.
Boom.
This guy or JFK?
Wait, is that day coming up soon?
It's today. Be on the lookout.
Fuck yes,
Monday, Ravel.
It's in
Let's
20
go,
minutes.
dude. Let's see some fucking carnage.
Ravel is about to.
7:30 in the morning. I want to see brains all over Jackie O's dress. You know he's giving it to us.
You better.
You know he's giving it to us. All right. Football guy of the week. Football guy of the week brought to you by Coors Light. Do you ever feel like that you're always on, like you're always on the go? You need a moment to chill. Well, guess what? Coors Light is the one that is literally made to chill. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. Guess what? Thanksgiving coming up. You're probably going to go home, see some friends, family, have that moment to chill out, have that moment to decompress. Well, Coors Light is the best accompaniment of that moment. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged. It's literally made to chill. It's as crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies. Perfect for a moment to unwind. I know I'll be having a couple Coors Lights on Thanksgiving Day. So Coors Light is the one I choose when I need to unwind. When you want to hit the reset, reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light in the new look delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. CoorsLight.com/take. Okay, Billy, football guy of the week.
Congratulations to Week 10's winner, Timmy Malinowski.
Yeah,
the
Timmy.
Diesel,
We knew it was gonna be Timmy.
the diesel
Timbo.
mechanic. Yeah,
Love
huge
that
win.
guy.
So
Yep.
our first nominee for this week is Will Campbell.
Whoa.
Sorry.
You okay?
Too many smelling salts. Offensive lineman out of Neville High School, an LSU commit. He was injured, and once he saw that his team was losing against doctor's orders, he suited up to start playing the second quarter. He had a groin injury. He was told not to play, but once he saw that his team might get eliminated, he was like, screw this. I'm going back in. I'm suiting up.
And did they win?
They ended up winning. They
Okay.
got back
Okay.
in.
Lesson
So
there.
pretty
Don't listen
badass.
to your doctor.
Yep.
Exactly. Second nominee is Jamal Williams, running back for the Detroit Lions. He showed up to his press conference in full uniform, declaring that he is back from injury, and he's so excited to get back out on the field. He showed up to the press conference in his uniform, helmet, and fully suited up, ready to go.
We call that the Jameis.
Or the Ricky Williams.
Or the Ricky Williams.
Third nominee is Paul Peterson, the head coach of Dixie State. He made a promise to his players that if any of them got a pick six, he'd take his shirt off and run on the field to celebrate with them. He did exactly that after one of his players got a pick six. And even though they were losing pretty badly, and it was in the rain, it was quite a funny visual.
How badly? How badly was the losing
So
going
the
on?
pick six occurred against Missouri State.
Okay.
It was 48-17,
Okay.
and they got a pick six to put them up 48-23.
Okay.
I think he just wanted to get thrown out of the game.
Yeah, probably at that point. But it was like soaking rain. It was quite a funny visual.
Was he wetter than Mike Vrabel?
Well, he had his shirt off.
Mhm.
So he was dry underneath. Then he took his shirt
Then he
off.
took his shirt off,
Then
got
he got
wet.
Then he
pretty
got
Yeah,
wetter.
Fourth nominee is Scott Hansen. So we've
Oh.
always wondered this question. Scott confirmed some rumors. He said, "The rumors are true. I don't go to the bathroom during the 7 hours of NFL Red Zone. I dehydrate on Sunday AM, use the men's room right before the show during the 5-minute countdown, and then it's the willpower of a ninja for 7 hours." So, football guy moved to power through the 7 hours of football and not use the bathroom. I think he may use the bathroom, but he doesn't go to the bathroom.
He's
He
pissed
might,
dogs.
he might be a piss dog.
He
Now,
pissed dogs.
Scott Hansen, he also confirmed that on this show.
Yeah.
a while
That's
ago.
okay. No, that's
it's
okay.
all good.
That's okay.
But-
That's
And by the way,
you don't
Billy,
need to
we
listen.
don't call it the red zone anymore. It's the red area.
The red area.
channel.
That's okay, Billy. You didn't know.
I knew that.
Yeah.
It was just going viral today. So anyway,
Did they credit us?
well, I'm claiming the credit here.
No,
Got it.
he tweeted it out. Scott did.
Yes.
Did he credit us for also asking him that question earlier?
Well, we're just going to claim it.
Yeah, that's us.
reclaiming it. We're just reclaiming it right
Mhm.
now.
I love
And our throwback football guy of the week is actually just from a month ago. I'm going to send the MP3. Kirby Smart had an insane halftime speech against Florida, which
We were going
has been
throwbacks
Go back from a month
from a month ago.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't get it.
I mean, it technically is a throwback.
It just leaked. The speech was a halftime speech. It just
Okay.
leaked this week. So I'm counting it as a throwback, and hopefully we can splice the MP3 in of the speech. But it caused a lot of
What?
people to be like,
We're dropping
You're going to ask
MP3s.
Hank to do that?
well, I have the MP3.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So hopefully we could play it.
What'd he say?
He said some controversial stuff.
What'd he say?
Well, we can play it.
Yeah, just play
What?
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this a YouTube video? Your MP3?
Also, Billy. Look at the account. That's where it's going viral.
What? I wasn't even listening. Sorry. I can.
It's a hype speech.
It's a hype
He's
speech.
cussing. Kirby's cussing.
And we
He's
talked
cussing.
about it a month ago?
No.
Oh, okay. That's why it's a throwback.
Yeah.
Got it. That's good. I mean, it's not good. It wasn't good.
It was a great speech. If you listen to the speech, it's freaking great. Okay.
And Scott Hansen, as first reported by us, but then reported by Billy, doesn't piss during red zone.
Yeah.
Red area. All right. Good job, Billy. Everyone vote. Did you post the blog?
Yeah.
The blog is up. All right.
Mhm.
Thank you, Billy. All right, let's do Who's Back of the Week. We'll finish up with Who's Back of the Week, brought to you by our friends at Cash App. The Cash App is back. Who's Back of the Week, brought to you by the Cash App. Go download it right now. They have a new setup, so if you're a parent and your kid wants to start getting money, sending money to their friends, you can sign up if you're 13 plus with the Cash App. Right now, you can send and transfer cash to your friends, little brother, little sister, little cousin. Your parents can send you cash. You can use the Cash Card as a debit card. And so check it out right now. You can't buy or sell Bitcoin or stocks, but you can learn some stuff about money and the Cash App. So if you have a kid, or if you are a kid who's under 18, I would say. Yeah, 13 to 18. You can sign up with the Cash App. Download the Cash App. Enter the referral code BARSTOOL. You'll receive $10, and they will now send $10 to ASPCA when you download the Cash App from the App Store or Google Play Store today. Okay,
Who's back of the week? Hank. Hank and I have a beef, but he's good with me. I'm apologize to you.
Who's back's Tiger Woods.
Oh wow.
He swung a golf club.
It is deep.
People went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? People think this is a fucking easy game. This game of ours, this life of ours.
I mean, you're just on a mushing clinic.
Again, you made a side bet against our.
If I looked in your
friend
account, you made side bets too.
No, I bet the Steelers. I said I bet the Steelers.
I think
What-
it's
what were you
also
rooting for Najee
a big
Harris?
part of it is that you were
I had
celebrating
Najee
audibly.
Harris.
You didn't tell us about that. I didn't
I
know
said it
about
out
that.
loud. I said if Najee Harris scored a touchdown, the Steelers.
I didn't-
It was
I
all
remember
Steelers.
hearing that.
It was all Steelers. It was all correlated Steelers. There was nothing Chargers. I said betting the Steelers.
So it's like you're apologizing, but you're also not taking any blame. It's confusing. I'm just confused. Which one is it? Tell me.
I'll take 10% blame for the mush, but I think the mush, like the idea that I mushed it, it was already a mean friendship thing to do. So it's like it doesn't fall under the regular rules of gambling etiquette when you already broke the gambling etiquette. You made it a war. There was no rules of engagement.
There's usually an understanding that going into these games, Hank always sends out a parlay plus for the boys.
For the boys.
And I didn't see a parlay plus for the boys come across the boys chat.
And it was, if it had not been discussed that we were all betting the Steelers, which I remember vividly, PFT said, what are we betting? I said, I think we should take the Steelers. If that had not been discussed, then I wouldn't have given a fuck. But we said we're all taking the Steelers, and then you had a bet that was the Chargers.
You were kind of starting to high step on us.
A little bit.
You're high stepping a little bit.
So then don't say sorry. You're
taunting.
clearly not sorry.
No, I said I'm 10% sorry.
Okay.
Do you accept my 10%?
10%. I accept it.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
Okay. All right, good. Then we're good.
I think that's fair.
The amount that I'm sorry you've accepted.
Mm-hmm.
So we're good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in a way, he accepted 100% of your
correct.
10%.
Yes,
yeah,
correct.
Got it.
Because that was all I had.
All right. Bygones be bygones.
Yeah, bygones be bygones.
Yeah.
All right, what's your who's back?
Tiger Woods. He swung a golf club. Everyone went crazy.
What kind of golf club was it?
I don't know, but I will be swinging a golf club on Wednesday, and I expect that same reaction.
Hell yeah.
Hank's
Sweet.
back.
Are golf courses still open?
Yeah.
Oh. Do they close? Yeah, they close, right?
Just weather
I'm
conditions.
not a
open year
golfer,
round
if
and
you
you can
can
play if
Yeah.
the weather's
Oh.
I think it's like after Thanksgiving because it's like it's like a tournament with
yeah.
friends from home and shit. It's not
You
really
said
a
it, Hank.
serious event.
It took Tiger, 9 months to be able to golf again? It's going to take you 3 weeks. Who's tougher?
yeah,
You
Hank or
got
Tiger?
this.
exactly.
You got this. Back from major back surgery from his chiropractor. Love it.
Major back readjustment.
Yeah. All right.
cracked your
Who's back of the week? PFT.
I got a couple. Is that okay?
That's
Hank,
Hank, not
Hank's
me.
going to be editing, so.
Yeah, you guys are keeping it tight, like you said.
Okay. My first who's back of the week is keeping your beers cold outside. I love this time of the
Say
year.
this every week.
I don't think I've said this year.
Oh, what?
I haven't said it this year. Go check the tape.
All right. Here's
Check
what
the
I will
tape.
say right now.
Yeah.
All-
Cam says no. Liam says no.
No, here's what I'm going to say.
Hank's lashing out.
Here's what I'm gonna say though. All right, so I only
Hank's
gave
so mad.
I only gave Hank 10% of an apology. I accept 100% of Hank's bad mood. I think that's totally fair. I think you being mad right now is completely warranted, and I think it's completely appropriate. So I accept your lashing out, and I welcome it. I welcome your lash out, and no one can judge. No one can judge Hank's lash out because that was a bad loss.
And a bad who's back.
But isn't
wow.
that
That's
do you think
what?
that do you accept what I just said as being a olive branch to our friendship coming back?
Sure.
You don't think so? All right, fine, forget it.
Because now Hank has redirected his anger at me. He's fine with you now.
Well, we did figure out
just
that 10% deal.
He's just
which is
passing
good.
it.
Okay.
Keeping your beers cold outside because it's God's refrigerator and it's wintertime and the mountains turn blue outside now.
do shorts next.
You can just put them outside in the snow.
Do shorts.
You don't have to worry about putting them in the fridge. Just leave your beer outside. They
Love
get
it.
cold.
Love it.
Love
That's
it.
a good
Great
one.
who's back of the week, right?
Mhm.
Everyone? My other who's back of the week is
Miley
shorts.
Cyrus.
My other who's back. My next who's back of the week is making JFK jokes. My other who's back of the week is making Hitler jokes. My next who's back of the week is making fun of Hank's ass.
Oh.
My other who's back of the week is Ed Sheeran had a thing where he said that, he doesn't pee at urinals because people take little peeks as little tiny wee-wee, but we all know it's because he can't pee at a urinal. Have I told that story before?
Yeah. It's okay. I love it every time.
My other Who's Back of the week is reading.
Yeah.
Reading's back. As Hank alluded to, he's been editing together the Goodell vs. Obama book that I wrote in 2014. We've turned it into an audiobook.
Maybe.
And if Hank doesn't delete the entire file, it'll be coming out on Cyber Monday. No, it's Black Friday, right?
Yeah. No. Actually, though, there's
Which year? 2023.
There's a very small number of actual physical copies that we're selling, and I think once those sell out, we'll put out the audiobook.
We're going to put out the audiobook.
But if you want a hard copy, make sure you're on top of your shit Black Friday because those will go fast.
Audiobook's going to be great. It features a lot of people at Barstool doing the different voices. It's got Big Cat on there. It's got Hank on there. It's got Billy. It's got Jake. It's got Frank the Tank. It's got Brandon Walker, Nick Tarani, Roan. A lot of people fights. A lot of people contribute voices to it, and it's going to be very funny. I heard the rough cut, and it's awesome, so be on the lookout for that. It's coming out as soon as the actual books sell out, which will be on sale, I believe, on Black Friday. So, and we just discovered New York Times has a bestseller list for audiobooks. I just kind of want to call myself a New York Times bestselling author.
There we
just
go.
buy the
Audiobook version.
Audiobook it.
Love it. All right, my Who's Back is Feast Week, best gambling week of the year. Hank, you want to do some gambling this week as a team?
Sure.
Okay. College basketball every day, football every night. I love it.
That's how I'll make money.
College basketball.
Start taking your picks.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did the Steelers cover?
They did. That they did.
But your parlay plus, that would have. Oh no, because you had the Chargers.
You're right. Yeah. I was wrong. You were right.
Listen. I'm not looking for congratulations. I'm a terrible, terrible gambler. I lose all the time. Everyone knows that.
I mean,
it's kind of my brand.
If anyone thought that like not sharing gambling picks and mushing people was going to be the end of part of my take, you were going to be right.
Paying attention. You haven't been paying attention.
Hank is as mad as I've seen him in a while right now.
It's okay. We're getting it out right now.
Like a little hornet.
This is like when you have a fight at like you go to like a dinner with a bunch of different couples. It's like. You wrongly think that if you just air the fight out in a joking way in front of everyone, you won't have the fight back at home.
It just makes
you still have the fight back at home.
And it makes it weirder for everybody around you.
Yeah. So you the listener right now, you're the other couples. And once the microphones are off, we'll have the real fight, and it's going to get ugly.
The look Hank's giving Billy right now for that noise he made. Now he's redirected.
No, I'm laughing at him because he's being like Colin Coward.
No, that's when you grow up, you'll find what I just said is very true.
Hank when looked like he wanted to kill.
Why are you angry at me?
I don't
know. Made
what,
a weird noise.
No, I'm fine.
All right,
I'm not
Billy,
mad
go
at
ahead.
all.
Let's wrap this show up before it all falls apart.
Who's back of the
Everything
week?
we built is
Jimmy
gone.
Hoffa.
Oh,
they think they found his resting place.
Okay.
Yeah. So
another time.
There was
his resting place inside of a
it
steel
wasn't.
drum.
It wasn't the 40-yard bump. It's actually on a little league field in Jersey City. So there was a deathbed confession. A guy told his son that he actually buried Jimmy Hoffa in a plot of land next to his dump. But he didn't want to bury it. He was told to bury it on his landfill dump place, but he didn't want to put it on his property, so he actually moved it to public land that was actually in a couple scenes of The Sopranos and The Irishman. So,
what does it even matter if we find him?
Well,
he's dead.
It's way cooler if we don't find him.
I know, but just tie up loose ends.
What loose ends? That he's dead,
or maybe there's clues about stuff
that he died.
JFK.
That's true. Forgot about that.
Good point.
Good point, Billy. JFK. Didn't think about that point.
Oh, and Rob Gronkowski's stealing more valor. He said that when he broke his ribs, he's never been shot before, but when he broke his ribs, he thought it was like how it feels to get shot. So
shouldn't he be mad at his dad in all these USAA commercials? Because you can have USAA if your dad was in the military. He needs to be redirecting that frustration towards Gordy?
That's a good point.
Why don't you serve Gordy?
Jake, your Who's Back of the Week?
My Who's Back of the Week is Dickie V.
Yes.
He's been battling cancer, and he got the all systems go to call his first game of the year. Number 1 Gonzaga, number 2 UCLA, Tuesday night. So what a fitting return. Happy to see him back.
How mad is your co-host Rico?
He hasn't said anything,
Okay.
but
Tune into the bench mob.
yes.
They got all the college basketball. They went to Indiana last week.
Yes, vlog is live.
There we go.
I got a
Check
little
out the
clickbait on
vlog.
the people.
You did?
I tweeted some personal news, and it was a tiny URL. It was the link to our vlog. It
You're
worked.
learning. That
It
do you
worked.
feel like you deceived everyone?
I mean, yes, but like
Okay.
we're trying to grow the YouTube page,
Mhm.
so we got 10K clicks in like an hour. So
Yeah.
By any means necessary.
yeah.
Now,
That's
when that
great.
chant happened in Indiana, what did you do? You left?
No, I did not leave.
Okay, but you should have.
I don't know about leave.
You
I
s-
obviously
did
didn't
you see that?
participate.
I didn't see it.
They
no.
chanted to one of the
Yeah.
players' sloppy seconds,
know him
talking about his girlfriend and Jake.
I know him personally. I was never going to do that.
Jake was
Vermont
complicit
transfer.
because he stayed. You stayed.
Did you
Yes.
disavow?
Yeah.
Yes, I disavow.
Okay. you
In real
disavow.
time.
Disavow. Yeah, of course.
You disavowed when it
Steph
happened.
Smith, I would never disrespect him like that.
When it
Okay.
happened, you said, stop this. You tried to stop them from doing the chant.
You should have been like
I
everyone.
should have ran out of the
shh.
court, grabbed the PA,
Mhm.
and yes.
Okay. All right.
But
Now I
yes.
feel good.
Is Dickie V
Disavow.
going to do the Duke game?
I don't. So Duke. Plays
No, he
Gonzaga
hasn't. He
Friday.
hasn't. Oh, the Duke. Yeah.
Yeah. They should let Dickie V do that. Coach K is probably like, no, this will upstage my retirement.
Dan
tour."
Shulman and Jay Billis for Duke Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Coach K is
Yeah.
Michael Scott
yeah.
when
Said
Kevin
it's
gets
Dickie V
cancer.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what's happening right now.
All right.
He's going to be skating backwards on rollerblades onto the court.
Random numbers.
8.
I think
97.
I need to consult a Polynesian
18.
archaeologist.
What?
If you're a Polynesian archaeologist, please contact me.
77.
69.
No, it was 77.
77. Good guess, though.
Second
Billy was the
time.
closest.
Dolphins get high on pufferfish venom.
That's sick.
Okay.
Love you guys.
All right. Do we have to reset it all or just get into it? All right.